Mortgage team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates are bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940 or online, lundmortgage.com.
Attention men, has ED kept you out of the game? If so, you're not alone. In fact, 52% of men over the age of 40 struggle with ED. That's 1 out of every 2 men in the U.S. Unfortunately, the old treatment methods like Viagra, Cialis, and shockwave therapy are ineffective and not safe for all men. That's why we at Stallion Health Group found a side effect-free medical solution for ED that works for everyone every time. We are so certain that if our treatment doesn't work for you during your first and only office visit, we'll give you $500 cash. No questions asked. Our medical solution is an alternative that we guarantee will provide a positive result on a single visit right in our office, or it won't cost you 1 penny. Make this holiday season one to remember. Call us 480-771-6636. 480-771-6636. That's 480-771-6636. Call Stallion Health Group at 480-771-6636.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in control room, Ralph in a strange corner of his house, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale for Week 15 of the NFL. Starts today. We got your Thursday night football coming up at 5:30 p.m. 49ers taking on the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons up there in the pale, drizzly, depressing place known as Seattle. But before we get into all that stuff, a couple things. I want to let everybody know that tomorrow we have not one, but 2 giveaways here on the Daily Blender. The first one is that we have 4 ASU tickets plus a parking pass for Saturday's game, the basketball, because we're kind of done with football. And then we have a family 4-pack of general admission tickets for Christmas at the Princess. This is a big deal. This is a fun thing. Originally, I thought it was just when it said Christmas at the Princess that you just show up at Randy's house and be wearing that little frilly robe kind of half opened. And I was like, well,
what you said you wouldn't talk about this again.
Well, I said I'd never come to your house for Christmas again. That's what I said.
An agreement. Okay.
So, but it's not that. It's the Southwest's largest Christmas celebration. Look it up, Christmas at the Princess. We'll fill you in more about what that all is later on. So just remember to tune in tomorrow. You could win some pretty good stuff. All right. So before we jump into all the football, there's something that happened that I know that Keon Rose is going to have some thoughts about. The NCAA has announced their new president, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker. Keon, good thing or bad thing for college sports?
Well, I don't know enough about Governor Baker. But I will say that you can't do worse than Mark Emmert. I just think this could be an addition by subtraction thing, because that guy, and I think that every fan of every college sport, whether it's lacrosse, football, or basketball, can tell you that guy's pretty incompetent.
Well, here's what we know. Charlie Baker, Republican governor since January 2015, but you can only be governor so long. And so now he'll show up and be the NCAA president March 1st. He used to be power forward for Harvard's basketball team back in the 70s, and no previous collegiate administrative experience. And that's all I know. That's the only thing I know, except for they say, well, there's a guy who can work across the aisle. They say that about everybody, but hopefully this is true, because there are politics involved when you are the NCAA president. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a good thing. Don't know if it's a bad thing. But at least Keon says, farewell to that last loser. Let's see what this guy can do.
Well, you know what I think? I go back to Thurston Howell III. You can never trust a Harvard man.
Okay, I don't think we're really going to get a whole lot of insight based off of a Gilligan's Island reference.
You can never trust a Harvard man.
Yeah, right. I didn't know you couldn't trust a Harvard man.
Well,
Conan O'Brien went to Harvard. You know?
Well, and
wait, so he go to Yale.
You can never
Didn't
trust
Ryan
a Harvard.
Fitzpatrick go to Harvard?
Ryan Fitzpatrick went to Harvard.
I thought
Trust
it was
Ryan
a Yale
Fitzpatrick.
man.
I don't think I'm going to take any advice from a guy who married a woman that looked like a French poodle. I'm just going to not. Going to pass.
Now you're making
pass
fun of
on
Lovey.
that.
All right.
Anyways, we'll see what the future brings for that. I saw something really damn dumb. I see a lot of dumb stuff, but this is dumb and it's aggravating. You know how okay, I don't know if you've even noticed. Nobody's even noticed because nobody even cares. So here's a thing that happens. Daniel Carlson, he's the kicker for the Raiders, right?
Okay.
Well, he found this little trick where instead of putting the ball in the tee, he kind of puts it on top of the tee, gives it a little more elevation, which means when he does the kickoffs, get a little more hang time, giving the players more time to run down the field. And they're like, ooh, this is good. And so the rules committee came out and said, okay, yeah, we're good with that. That's fine. That's fine. And so the Raiders used that to their advantage a couple times. And then the league's officiating department got together with the competition committee, and they're like, oh, no, we can't have that. Oh, we can't do that. And so now they're saying you can't do that. You can only kick it from inside the tee. And I just think that's really damn dumb.
It's like insanely petty.
Here's why. Because NFL committee and any other idiot that decided this, if Daniel Carlson can do it, so can everybody else. So there's no violation committee. Of fairness. It's just if you don't do it the same damn way. That's all I'm saying. So it's really dumb. The NFL is no longer going to allow that kind of a kick from the tee. Just stupid. I mean,
it is incredibly dumb. Well, because of what you said,
football players.
It's not even necessarily about the kickers themselves. It's about the principle of the damn thing. If it's something that anyone can figure out how to do, because Daniel Carlson doesn't have to be a genius.
Is he from Yale or Harvard?
Well, you might be a genius if he's not from Harvard, according to Randy White.
Well, it could be either way.
Why aren't you looking this up?
Oh, we have to know now. Okay.
No, I guess not. I guess it's not that important. Forget it. Don't bother the Goog with that one. We don't need to bother the Goog. But all right, so no more putting the ball on top of the tee. It is illegal.
See, did another team complain? Was there some sort of complaint about it? Was there somebody that was crying foul here?
No, I think that people are just trying to look busy. That's all I can figure.
If they ruled originally that it was okay, how do you go back on that rule? I don't understand. How does it give them a competitive edge? I mean, like you guys said, any team can figure this out. Just watch some tape on the guy.
It's not a huge deal. It's not even a big deal. Berg, I think, is just looking for some sort of a fight. He's feeling froggy for whatever reason. First thing he says when he texts in, "Where's all the soccer clowns at?" Well, we don't need that fight, Berg. What are you doing, man? He jumped on some post that I did. Just it was a joke, and he riled up some people's. And then he posts this up: Vikings skull. And he says the Viking defense. Okay, here's the graphic. Points per game allowed 30.4. They are tied for last. Total YPG allowed. That's yards per game. 460.6. They are last. The defense for the Vikings, yards per play, 6.6. last. Passing yards per game allowed, 335.6, last. So basically, the Vikings, while they have a pretty compelling offense, defense, last. So there you go. There you go, Berg. Just go ahead. I went ahead and threw the grenade for you. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm sure the Viking fans know their defense is a big old pile of hot burning garbage. But look at their record.
I mean, because that offense is damn near lethal.
Justin Jefferson it's the Patriots in the past. We remember that there's a couple of times where the Patriots had asked for defense, but they had that offense that you just couldn't stop. So they would just outshoot you. And that's what the Vikings are looking to do, right?
Basically, I don't think that anything is going to probably rival that Patriots offense from back in the day, that one that had Randy Moss and they just could score on anybody and just get like a bajillion points. Yeah,
that's right. They did that too.
Yeah, they didn't lose a game. So, that's the difference between those teams. If the Lions, who also don't play defense, can show up and beat you, you do have problems. You have legitimate problems because at that point, any lethal offense in the playoffs is going to take you out.
Donnie says Berg should worry more about his Patriots trying to lock up a playoff seed. You are correct, but the Cardinals gave them a little boost in that direction. We'll see what happens this week. We're going to do all of our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks in the next hour, and then, of course, at 5 o'clock, we're going into playoff time for your fantasy football. Rosalie Michaels will join us and answer all your questions. I promise I'm not going to take up a ton of time this week like I did last week. Yeah, Keon is going to do. He's got some etchings. He's going to do some. He's going to just mind his own business, I think, right there. Bring back Nitschke says maybe Randy would consider a Harvard grad if it's one dressed in a pink tutu for Christmas. Yeah, I think he'd probably be okay with that, right?
A Harvard grad in a pink tutu?
Yeah, why not?
I don't.
I don't know. I don't get it either, but I'm embracing it. Right. Fubar 1000 says, howdy, Berlinder Bros. Howdy, Fourth Dimension. Congratulations, playoff contenders in League Two. And yes, even producer Wes, CTE must be eliminated. Go Cats. CTE is our boy here at the house, who has just dominated League Two. And I know this because he doesn't stop talking about it. But
he calls himself CTE.
Oh my God! What it mean? I have to look it up. It's
great.
It's something else. Let's see here. It's the Notorious CTE.
The Notorious CTE. All right.
Right, because one of my nicknames is the Notorious JOB, so I think it's just having fun with that, I guess. Let's see. Donnie says. The same thing you said before. Oh, never mind. Mr. Wilbur says, for those princess tickets tomorrow, will Randy be wearing the cute fuzzy slippers with the jingle bells on them? I don't think Randy is part of the Christmas at the Princess.
You'll have to show up to see, big boy.
Yeah, or feel. Mr. Wilbur. King Kitten says, good afternoon, Ralph and crew. And suck it, Ralph. See, he almost thought he said hi to you right there, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, King Kittens is, yeah. Hey, he'll build you up and tear you down. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Steve Keim out for health reasons. Now the Cardinals get a new GM and Dingleberry get another year, maybe half a year with Kyler Murray. Of course, sarcastically right there. Okay, so Thunder Snow, we don't know a lot of facts yet. And as loyal as Bidwell has been to Steve Keim, he'll hold the chair for him. I believe that 1,000,000%. I didn't realize this, but Steve Keim is the only GM that Bidwell has hired since he took over football operations in 2007. He's the only guy. And so they've been in it together for like 16 years. So I don't think Bidwell is going to be very quick to chuck his friend down the driveway. So whatever's going on with him, his seat will be there when he gets back. What that means for the Cardinals, positive or negative, well, we can discuss that later on. But don't be so quick to think that this is the end of Steve Keim.
I couldn't have said it better.
Kyle G says, you threw those Viking stats out, and listen, as a Packers fan, I went, hey, I've seen this one before. Bring Back Nitschke says, well, because Randy was dressed in a pink tutu on Christmas, right? Yeah, we got you. We got you, Nitschke.
Okay. All right.
Scratch from because says, is Purdy playing for the 49ers tonight, or is it the water boy? No, it's Purdy. Purdy will be playing. No, he's battling with a strained or bruised or torn oblique, whatever that means, but he will be playing. We will discuss what that could mean a little bit later on in the program. 888-368-1580 is the number. So right fast before we talk a bunch of football stuff, let me go ahead and get this out of the way nice and early because we won't have time later. It's time for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1946, the Chicago Bears won the 5th NFL title by beating the New York Giants 24-14 at the damn Polo Grounds, where every damn game seems to have been played ever early on in the history of all the NFL. I'm so tired of reading history about the damn Polo Grounds, baseball, football, basketball, ice hockey. I don't give a crap anymore. I'm not reading any more Polo Ground things. That really wasn't where that was supposed to go, but I'll be honest with you.
Polo Grounds anger. Yeah.
It's always of damn Polo Grounds. You know what I've never heard a story on? Polo at the Polo Grounds.
Oh, I'm sure it happened there. That's why they call it the Polo Grounds.
But we just don't care enough about polos. It's the issue.
And of course, when in the 80s, these people were like showering in polo cologne. It's like, woof, you had to open a window in every classroom you were in. Okay, well, here is what this was supposed to be about. It was a scandal. I guess there were some phone taps that showed the gambler tried to bribe Giants fullback Merle Haps to fix a game. He rejected the offer, but did mention the contact to his teammate, Frank Filchcock.
Excuse me?
Filchcock. And he threw 2 touchdown passes. And then a little bit later, the Bears pulled away and won it. But here's the thing that was really bad about this. Both players were banned for life because they didn't inform team officials. Didn't take any money. Never did anything. They're just like, well, that was the thing. And they banned him for life. Filchcock's suspension got lifted later, but that seems a bit much. Just because they didn't run and tell anybody. Can I tell you why in Chicago you don't run and tell somebody? Because you're telling on the mob. It's better to just say thank you, but no thank you, and keep that information to yourself so you don't end up dead. So I think that was kind of garbage that the NFL banned people for life for just turning down the money but not telling anybody.
Yeah, trying to survive essentially.
So, anyways, there you go. On this date in Big George's sports history. Stop giving me Polo Ground stories. Is it just me? Maybe it is just me. I could be a little cranky today. I don't know.
I don't think it's just you, but it's something I would not have noticed if you didn't point it out.
Oh, you're going to notice it now. Or not, because I'm not reading these anymore. Prison Wallet says, please say hello to my wife, Paula. She doesn't believe my nickname is Prison Wallet. Paula, he ain't screwing around. You know what I'm saying? When he got down on one knee and begged you not to call the police and rather be his wife, he wasn't screwing around then either. So when a man tells you his nickname is Prison Wallet and some silly radio show reads his texts every now and then, you need to believe him. It's the spirit of Christmas.
Yes. It's the spirit of giving.
I really don't know how the spirit of Christmas plays in on that. But women just love that stuff.
Nice try. Nice
little
addition.
Hallmark channel thing there.
Nice addition.
Cowboy Sparky says, so you Arizona just gets 1 scholarship taken away, huh? What? Yeah, I know, right?
It doesn't make any sense to me either.
I just don't want to talk about that. All right, so let's get some intel, some 411 on the football stuff, because today we're considering our picks, but we're also considering who we're going to play in fantasy football. And Lacrosse Guy says, I need some major Rosalie action today. Well, she's married, so hopefully you're just going to ask some questions later.
Yeah, just talking fantasy football.
We keep having to tell everybody. Well, Hook'em Hottie says, I'm cranky today, too, because people don't know how to drive in this town.
Oh,
go home, you snowbirds.
Oh, boy.
Well, they're not going to go home until April.
Well, if it gets warm in February, maybe February, March.
I've learned to sort of drive around them. You know what I'm saying? I use their stupid Midwestern driving against them. You have to be able to, you got to think like a Midwesterner. You have to sit there and go, okay, I've moved to a place that is arid and dry. Let's bring all the pollen producing plants here. Yes, that's the first thing. Second, instead of the grid system they have here, I'm going to get elected mayor, and then I'm going to make a paisley shaped neighborhood that nobody can find their way out of from McCarty Branch in Scottsdale. And then I'm just going to drive 35 miles an hour in a 50, so they have to raise the speed limit to 85 to get me to go 40. There, boom. Now you can drive like them. And you can use it against them. You're welcome.
And slow down at every natural snake site in the valley or on the open highway. I mean, everywhere there's an photo op, you'll see a whole gaggle of them out there taking pictures.
I just think you guys need
a
to
whole
understand.
gaggle of them.
I bought up all the Luby's cafeterias so they'd stop slamming on the brakes every time they drive by one.
That's a good one, Jeff. Go.
Yeah.
I bought them and I had them demolished. I took a loss on it, but it was worth it.
Good
idea. Well, Mesa.
That's a great idea.
So somebody asked about old Brock Purdy. You didn't know it's official. He is going to start tonight. I don't know if that changes your pick or does or doesn't. Keep in mind, guys, it's all right. Local guy done good. Yay, Brock Purdy. This is going to be a different week. Just wanted to let you know. It's going to be a different week. I mean,
I didn't hear him say that, Ralph. I didn't hear him say that.
Hey, Keon, is there defense worth a crap anymore? I can't remember.
Stock defense.
Yeah.
It's hard to throw on them. That's true. They got
I wish
some
I
good
knew
corners.
about 49ers have any good running backs at all? At all?
They don't?
Oh, there's
They
a
don't
guy
have
named
Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's just talk
That's
about
the thing.
Purdy, not about who is going to win the game tonight. By the way, I do have to change my pick. I had picked the Seahawks. Now I'm changing my mind on that. Pippi says, can't hear Ralph. Keon, do you have the board wrong again?
You can't hear Ralph because
we just been
Ralph
sitting
hasn't
here
been
with-
talking.
No,
very
I
much.
can hear Ralph just fine.
I know, but are the buttons in the right place on the thing?
Because of Ralph.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. That's how you can hear him. Is
Ralph was on the show and the ratings were down. No, I hear him through a different thing.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
All right. Because this whole show is going to sound weird if there's a big blank spot every time I rip somebody's, and then there's a blank spot.
Maybe.
Either way. So let's move on here. I've got some other information for you. Desmond Ridder is going to get the start, but for the Falcons, after all the weirdness, Marcus Mariota benched, walks off. Now he's on the IR. It's all boo-boo, really. And now Raider Ron is saying he can't hear Ralph. So check on that, please.
What do I check?
Make sure you don't have the Q button down and the program button not on.
That is not.
Those are things that have happened.
Well, that's not happening now. So
okay, that's it. Is it you've got the number 1 on and then 2 off at the top?
Yep.
Okay. You're not on the B channel.
Nope.
You're straight up on the A. Well, that's weird, isn't it?
Very strange.
Ralph, say something.
He does.
There he is again.
The VU meter for me is showing 1 channel for Ralph.
Pineapple says Ralph is fuzzy.
Ralph is fuzzy?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, Keon. You're going to wiggle them cables in the back of that Comrex box there. I'm thinking, I wonder if something maybe just needs a little jiggle. You could jiggle the Comrex box. Maybe we'll do that. Anyway, Mr. Pringle says, what will the blender be doing on tomorrow's show to welcome the Time Lord back? Is Time Lord coming? Is the Time Lord coming, Keon?
Yes. Are we talking about Robert Williams or?
I have no idea what's happening right now. All I know is now, you're right. I think Ralph can be heard on regular air, but he can't be heard on the stream. So make sure you got the button pushed. Go ahead and just give that button on the mix minus bridge. Click it on, click it off. Just make sure he's activated there because that could have something to do with it. I don't know. Radio Ron says, whose ass do I have to kick? Could be anybody's. Could be mine. Probably Ralph's. I vote Ralph if that's okay.
I vote Ralph too. Just look, man, I need this job. Don't know.
So could you do that? Do that thing I just told you with the cables there a little bit there, and then we'll see what happens.
Okay.
King Kittens. We were at the studio the other day. This is just one of those things. Thunder Snow says, I just assumed you were bleeping Ralph, hitting the 7-second delay so nobody could hear him talk.
I can see that.
Lacrosse Guy says, I love Ralph not being on. It's a better show. Boomer Sooner says, there is a little static there. Cowboy Sparky says, every time you say Ralph reminds me of Ralph from Christmas Story. Did you get a lot of that when you were a kid, Ralph?
No, I got more the Ralph mouth thing from Happy Days.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Big George says, yeah, it's actually kind of nice not to hear Ralph there. Silver Pop says, I'm listening on my, okay, the whole thing just moved. He said, okay, I'm listening on the radio in my work truck and you can't hear him. Nope, now I can hear him. Touchdown, my pants says, who's Ralph again? It's Ralph from Harmon Solar. Scratch Me Because says, the radio gods are just punishing Ralph. Maybe you should just sacrifice him.
Wow.
Damn.
This became the Ralph.
Ralph's wife says, just leave it. He sounds better when you can't hear him.
Wow.
Radio Ron says, now I can hear Ralph. So, yeah, must have had a loose wire in the connection there. So, yeah, although, we're just make sure the levels are good. We'll just keep going here. Possibly.
I don't know what I could possibly be doing, but
whatever it is, keep it up, Keon.
Dick Whisker says, if the Cardinals lose out and end up with an early draft pick, do you think it would be crazy? They drafted a quarterback early.
Yes.
Yeah,
it would be absolutely insane. This team has so many needs.
Really?
You go out and get another quarterback. That's another guy you have to now evaluate while the quarterback you just paid is now taking up cap space on your roster. It would be nuts. It would be nuts. It's not like Kyler's never done anything in this league. It's you want more out of it.
Okay, so let me tell you why I think it may not be crazy. So the recovery time for little Kyler Murray is going to go from starting now, and he probably won't be back until now or slightly earlier than now, right? That's basically the nature of that injury, right?
Yeah, about a year.
About a year.
What if he decides to just go ahead and step out between now and then? You need a quarterback in waiting just in case. I feel like maybe getting a quarterback in this draft is not the worst idea.
Yeah, but when you talk about a high draft pick, you're not going to be the Cardinals with a guy that you paid as the starter using that first pick, that high draft pick on another quarterback when you could go and get a pass rusher, when you could go out there and beef up the offensive line. That just to me doesn't make any sense.
So we are very late for a break. So we're going to take that break now. We're going to unplug things, plug them back in again, turn them on, turn them off again. You know, that kind of thing we do. And we'll be back with more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brian Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Bowl season underway Friday with the Bahamas Bowl kicking things off. Miami of Ohio, an 11-point underdog against UAB. That'll be followed by Texas San Antonio playing as a 2-point underdog against Troy in the Cure Bowl. College football playoff on New Year's Eve. Number 2, Michigan -7.5 against third-ranked TCU in the Fiesta Bowl. And fourth-ranked Ohio State +6.5 against top-ranked Georgia in the Peach Bowl. Argentina has reached the World Cup final. They await the winner of France and Morocco this afternoon. The French, the -190 moneyline favorite. Morocco +600 with a draw at +280. The over-under at 2.5 goals. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
I've been holiday shopping at Kohl's, and I've got to admit, their deals are some of the best I've seen. I've been earning Kohl's Cash every day while saving an extra 25% on top of 50% off cute PJs and 40% off comfy slippers. Plus, I just got 30% off super soft Koolaburra by UGG bedding. With more gifts and more savings at Kohl's, the holidays just got so much cozier. Select styles. Offers end December 18th. Koolaburra by UGG. Coupons do not apply. Some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Did you hear Jacobs and Helly?
Tiger goes out there and he basically says that Greg Norman needs to go, and then gave an update on his health. Here comes the idiot, Ashley Perez. Quote, literally why driving under the influence is illegal. Thank God he didn't kill anyone. See ya. I will challenge Pat Perez and his mouthy, imbecile wife. If my guy loses, I'll retire. He loses, he retires.
Jacobs and Helly, weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And so Desmond Ridder is going to be the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons with Marcus Mariota not being around. Let me just tell you this up front. You probably don't want to go grab him for fantasy football. I'm guessing that might not be in your best interest. And if you are running off to grab him right now, you've already lost your fantasy football anyway. That said, you might want to think about the defense that is going up against Desmond Ridder, because you've got an unproven, never played a snap in the NFL rookie stepping up. Probably a good idea. So if the Saints are the Saints any good as a defense this year?
They're an okay defense. They're not great. Pass rush is really nice. Linebackers also solid. Just nothing going on at safety for them.
Yeah,
nothing good anyway.
I would think about it, because Desmond Ridder, as confident as he is, he says, I'm prepared for this. The Falcons didn't baby me. Okay, that's nice. That's a nice sentiment, but you're a rookie, you never played before. You're going to step out there and, they're going to eat you for lunch, kid. Even a mediocre defense should look stellar this week, I think. But you guys agree?
I mean, you would think, but you can never tell with some of these rookies. Some guys show up and they look as overwhelmed as you'd expect them to be. And then other guys show up and Brock Purdy's an example recently, but the other rookies have been able to come in and Bailey Zappi with the Patriots when he filled in for Mac Jones. I mean, the guy looked competent, like he knew what he was doing. So you never can tell sometimes. And so I know when I saw Desmond Ridder when he was playing at Cincinnati in college, there's a lot there to like, but the offense wasn't complicated at Cincinnati either. And, there's definitely some stuff they wanted to work on with him when it came to footwork and stuff to clean up his accuracy a little bit. And I just don't know where in that development process he is. If they've been able to clean some of that stuff up, well, maybe Desmond Ridder could come out and play better than we think. But it's always hard to tell with some of these rookies.
So Desmond Ridder, having never taken a snap in a regular season game, here's what he says about it. I mean, you take from the actual guy. He goes, I've been all about the game plan. I've been doing it like a 12-year vet, an 8-year vet, whatever it may be. I'm not putting on a wristband. They're making me memorize every single play call, all the ins, all the outs, all the checks, all the cadence, just taking it like I've been in the league for 8 years. Oh, this kid's going down so hard tonight. Not tonight. I mean, Sunday.
Maybe. He's one of those big chip on his shoulder guys, the nobody believed in me kind of character. Like that's who he is.
You know who also did? Josh Rosen. I'll make those other 9 teams that didn't draft me, I'll make them pay.
I mean, and it goes for varying results for some people. When Ridder got drafted, he said he was bringing a Super Bowl to Atlanta. Nobody remembers that because he's a third string quarterback, so they didn't care. But So again, some people say it and you're like, no, that I don't believe you, not 1 second. And then for people like him, where it's just been like going to a Power 5 program, never or a top tier college football program. He says no one believed in him to get to that point. And he got his team into a college football playoff when nobody thought Cincinnati was going there. They had to be undefeated. They were perfect and they got that opportunity. So for him, every time someone puts a limit on him, he just rises above it. It's hard to tell if he's just going to fall flat on his face from my point of view on it.
So earlier, Dick Whiskers asked if the Cardinals were to lose out and get an early draft pick, would it be crazy for them to draft a quarterback early? Keon said crazy. I said not. Randy, what was it you said?
Well, I didn't say anything because I was listening to you guys talk about what you thought would have to happen. And I'd be interested to hear what Ralph has to say.
No, Ralph's a hater. You don't want to listen to him right now. Yeah. Well, and people on the stream couldn't hear you, but the regular radio.
I think that Kyler Murray's not going to step out. I don't think he's going to go to baseball. I think he's going to stay where he's at. The guy's making, possibly $230 million, 180 guaranteed, whatever, 190 guaranteed. So he would be silly to step out now.
230 guaranteed.
Well, 230, but it's only 180 or 190, something like that is guaranteed, fully guaranteed. So,
what if he just said, "Ow, give me a check"? You know what I'm
saying? He's going to be collecting his money into next year, and he's going to have to go through the rehab process, and it's going to be a year for him. So I think the Cardinals need to have a quarterback now. Yes. They don't need to wait.
Well,
they need one now, and a lot of people are saying Colt McCoy is the guy.
Well, then why did you sign the guy? If you then why did you sign him for what 5-6 years then? Like if you have made a long-term commitment to the guy, so you can't short-term decide this.
Well, you're talking as though the Cardinals know what the hell they're doing. They haven't shown that they know what the hell they're doing yet.
All right,
they sign up a quarterback and they sign up a GM and they sign up a head coach that are now 4 and 18 or something like that.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying. All I'm saying is, given the decisions they've made so far, should they use a top 10 pick on a quarterback? No. I think that would be insane.
At some point, you have to acknowledge you have made a horrible mistake. And you have to start working in the other direction, the right direction. So what's the worst thing that happens? They draft a quarterback in a first round. They figure out how to get a pretty good guy in there. Worst thing that happens is he plays some games and you win some games, or he plays some games and you lose some games. At the time that Kyler Murray is ready to come back, and by the way, I feel like this is going to be a street closed quarterback for the rest of his life. You have an option. And you know what the other option is to keep little Kyler Murray happy? Hey, listen, we're just bringing this guy in, just help us get to when you come back. And in that next season, we'll trade him off. He's just a rookie. Ain't no big deal. But I'm telling you right now, to be the smartest damn thing the Cardinals can do is get a quarterback.
Use a second rounder. Use a third rounder. Don't use your top 10 on a quarterback. That is absurd. Like, I'm sorry.
Wait. It's not absurd except for this. The Colts, they need a quarterback. Yeah, Cardinals, you should take somebody in the second round, not the first. That's all.
We're sitting here and we're talking about something that may never happen because there's several different variables in play here. Steve Keim out, so the fanboy he's out of the loop. Now you've got a real NFL guy who played in the NFL for 10 plus years, and Adrian Wilson, that knows how to look for a good player and knows what to do and knows some sort of strategy to help his team. Will Michael Bidwell, though, allow Adrian Wilson to pull the strings needed to get some quality players in here? That, to me, is that is the odd number right there. Michael Bidwell's involvement in this team. And as far as we go, if farther along that we go, we see more and more meddling going on from the owner's suite, rather than letting the guys who know the game of football put something together and then either sign off on it or give your input on. You don't sit in there like Jerry Jones is doing. Look at what the Cowboys have done the last 20 years with Jerry Jones at the helm.
All right, so I'm going to ask a question. You have to understand how the answer is going to come. Ralph, as a random bystander.
No bias whatsoever.
You think I'm right that the Cardinals should go ahead and use a first round pick, get themselves a quarterback, what could it hurt? I think it could only help, especially if Kyler Murray, heads on over to the Oakland A's practice facility or something.
I'm not doing anything to you. You are on the air. You are on the air right now. What?
You can always trade him off later.
No, you can't. The reason why no other team does the plan that you just laid out is because you can't just trade off a quarterback later. If the guy is great, you might be able to trade him off. But then if he's great to the point where you think he might be better than Kyler, you now have two quarterbacks and one guy is eating up a lot of your cap space. Well, the difference is with Trey Lance is he doesn't have Kyler's contract. If you're going to go out there and draft a new quarterback, put him behind this offensive line that we all agree sucks, give him a defense that we all agree is shallow. I just don't understand. Why wouldn't you go out and put some help in the secondary? Put some offensive line help.
You can get some offensive line in the second round.
But you can get a best offensive lineman in the first round and not have two quarterbacks where one guy's sucking up all your cap space.
Let me tell all
like,
three
what are we talking about?
Having watched this Cardinals
brilliance, that's what we're talking about.
There have been several times when we had a guy lined up and on the tee, and we could have taken him first overall pick, and we didn't. We moved on to somebody else, some mediocre receiver or some linebacker. For some reason, Steve Keim's got a big old heart on for linebackers. What has he done over the first overall pick the last 2 seasons? Isaiah Simmons and the other guy that came in from Tulsa, Zay Collins. He's got some big old giant old big heart on about.
You probably need to stop saying that.
I'm just saying that Steve Keim has got Michael Bidwell's ear, and as long as Steve Keim is still in the game, as long as he's still a part of this team, the phone call is going to be made from Michael Bidwell, and he's going to ask Steve Keim, "What do you think?"
All right, we had to take a break. When we come back, other assorted quarterback things to scream and shout about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Captain Kugler here from Westwood One. Coming up on Thursday Night Football, the Seattle Seahawks host the 49ers. Last week, Brock Purdy, replacing the injured Jimmy G, led San Francisco to a dominating win over the Bucs in his first ever NFL start. Now they can solidify control of the NFC West and pick up a 7th straight win. Join me and Ryan Harris for the call on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
Football season is underway, so now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets back. If your first bet doesn't win, just sign up with the promo code WIN. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. So sign up today with promo code WIN for your no-sweat first bet. Make every moment more this season with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
Must be present in state where lawful to wager. 21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. Refund issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit FanDuel.com/RG. Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Arizona 1-800-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Indiana, Kansas 1-800-522-4700 or visit ksgamblinghelp.com. Louisiana 1-877-770-STOP. New York 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. Wyoming, West Virginia 1-800-522-4700 or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. We look forward to week 15 in the NFL. Playoff chase is in full effect. We'll keep you updated around the league. College bowl games are starting, and we look into who we expect to win and make our picks. The World Cup is wrapping up. Who will play Argentina in the finals? Major League Baseball news, college basketball, and the Coyotes. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Don't be fooled by the people you meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but anyone who tries to sell you pills is nothing more than a drug dealer. And if you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Know the truth about fentanyl at learnmoreaz.org. Don't be fooled. Don't be faked out. Visit learnmoreaz.org. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, trying to get ready for week 15 of the NFL. And hi, Ralph. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. Everything okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. No echoes? No weirdness?
A little bit.
Oh, do you hear yourself coming back?
Yeah, but I like myself, so it's good.
Oh, yeah. You can listen to yourself talk for days. All right. Well, let's just see if that worked. Everybody let us know if you can hear Ralph. And if you can hear Ralph, say, suck it, Ralph. If you can't hear Ralph, say, suck it, Ralph, I can't hear you. And then let me know if it's on the stream or the radio.
You're going to get a full text thing of that now.
We usually do. So 888-368-1580. Dick Whiskers says, having multiple skilled quarterbacks sounds like a good problem to have.
Not when you have an offensive line that doesn't exist. You should probably spend those resources instead of having two skilled quarterbacks when only one can play at a time.
Wow.
Protect either one of them.
You are very, very passionately wrong. Klings Puel says, if only my fantasy draft lineup for defense was stellar like OJ's defense, I'd have a killer result this season. Oh, brother.
That's kind
it's been a whole week of people trying to send in OJ jokes, and I'm still trying to figure out what. I have no idea. Like, did something happen? I feel like I'm missing some context.
It is weird. Baker's Cocky Hen says people that keep avoiding admitting their mistakes and trying to resolve them end up being like the Cardinals. It doesn't matter if you use your top pick if the dude becomes a Hall of Famer. Billy Ray from Avondale says Kingsbury's job was saved with everything going on with the franchise. No way would they admit a top 10 quarterback mistake within a 5-year span. Michael should have bought another team plane or something.
And also Kyler's like, this is his first bad season after a really good season. I'm not sold on guys done yet. And clearly they aren't because they paid him. So if you're gonna be done, I say move on all the way, trade him away. Don't sit here. Sit here with two quarterbacks because that's just, to me, that's just nuts. I don't get that at all.
I am nuts.
In my opinion, in Jeffrey's opinion, in like 99.9% of everybody else's opinion, they paid Kyler way too early.
Yep.
Way too early.
I agree with that.
2 years left on his contract, and a little Kyler Murray tried to force his hand. If I would have been Michael Bidwell, I would have sit out. I don't care. Colt, you're in. You're the number one now. I mean,
Jagdog says, "Damn it, Ralph's coming in clear now."
Perfect.
and the thing is, to what you were saying, Randy, the CBA punishes guys a lot for holding out. So it's even more in favor of the owners to just say, if you're holding out, hold out.
Well, I mean, it just shows me there's inept leadership at the highest levels of this football franchise.
Right. So what's more inept leadership idea like taking a number 1 draft pick quarterback? Boom!
Which you can do, but then acknowledge that it's an inept idea.
I think you go find it. I think you go like the Sea Chickens did this year. I mean, look what they brought in Teddy Bridgewater. Look what they got out of him. He wasn't a top tier quarterback before now. Your guy,
Geno Smith.
I'm sorry, Geno Smith. They brought in Geno Smith. They took an opportunity with Geno Smith, and they said, let's roll with him until and get through the season. And look what it's done for him. I don't think you need to go out and waste a draft pick on a kid out of college when you can bring in a veteran to run this franchise until you can get Kyler back, or until he decides to go play baseball and you can draft another.
He's
guy.
not going to play baseball. They should
I don't think he is.
No,
but
he already
also
got paid here. Why would you go play baseball now?
Here's the thing. I can see this coming a mile away. I saw it before the draft. I saw it before they signed him up and paid him more money, and I'm seeing it right now. He is never going to be the guy you hoped he would be. Nope. You knuckleheads paid bazillions of dollars, and you're never going to get a return. So you may as well face up to that. Be thinking about the next quarterback. Get him in here and do what you got to do, even if that means trading off Kyler Murray for pennies on the dollar. You bought a lemon. That's all you did, and you need to own it.
See, yes, and I agree with you 110%, but I don't know why this is fooling anybody. Matt Leinart come to mind? Sam Bradford come to mind? Anybody like that? Anybody? Carson Palmer? Anyone? Anyone?
I'm crazy like a Jeffrey.
Anyone?
Okay. I'm just the idea that you're going to draft some new kid, and we know first round quarterbacks have a hit rate of 50%. You could just draft another dud. I'm saying you got a guy.
You're no worse off.
Well, but the problem is,
disagree.
The problem is, guys, with who we currently have as general manager of this franchise. If we had a real general manager, maybe I would take a shot on offensive linemen. But we have a general manager that doesn't do that. He was horrible. His history of offense of drafts, period, are like he's like 30% hit rate on drafts. 30%.
I give him a little more, but because of obvious things.
Yeah, but also I think when you get the opportunity to draft in the top 10, that you have more quote unquote no brainers.
Well, we went and got Kyler Murray. I mean, we missed out on Patrick Mahomes. We missed out on other guys.
Dak Prescott.
I mean, you say that
have paid off in the NFL
for sure, but that's what happens when you're working on your guy. But I think your guy could get you to the playoffs. He's done it at least once with a team that we acknowledge is not a complete roster. Why wouldn't you build that out?
No. Okay, here I go.
Because they just don't. They don't. Steve Keim does not draft offensive linemen well, and the guy was an offensive lineman. You would think he would know what the hell he's doing.
You would think he would know, but the other option is don't draft them. Continue to suck at offensive line that way. At least if you try to draft an offensive lineman, like say you end up with a top 10 pick, you get Pete Skoronski out of Northwestern. That guy's going to be an awesome tackle somewhere. Why not have him be an awesome tackle here?
I did not mean to start all this. I just figured I would have a great idea and everybody'd fall in line. So I'm a little disappointed. But historian says if Clint McCoy retires, go for a quarterback. Otherwise, go for defense. Defense, you need an offensive line. Keon's right about this. You do need some more offensive line help right after you get a new quarterback. Mr. Wilbur says, I actually agree with Jeffrey. That's the first. If you pick a quarterback in the first round, you can tie him up for 5 years at a discounted rate. What's wrong with that? If the quarterback turns out to someday be really good, you still have to eat Kyler Murray's contract anyway, or at least part of it. So maybe there's something here with Jeffrey who's saying, I'm saying that you could also deal and do what you got to do if you got to do it. So because Fighting Wampa says, Randy, you are the man.
Thank you.
Big George says, suck it, Ralph. I can hear you.
So glad I can't hear him. So
Scratch Me Because says, if I was a backup quarterback, I would legally change my name to Just In Case.
That's great.
That's actually pretty good. Oaktown Destroyer says, suck it, Ralph. Waldo says, stuck it, Ralph.
There we go.
Where did he stick it?
Suck it, run.
Hello.
King Kitten says, hey, suck it, Ralph, loud and clear. Fish Tank says, Keon is right. Drafting a quarterback in the first round next year would That would be an awful idea.
Keon's wrong.
What do you say? Why are you saying that, Fish Tank?
Instead of getting a lockdown corner, instead of getting an edge rusher, which we all know the team is missing Chandler Jones and what he brought here. I don't know.
First round pick of something else ain't going to bring him back.
No, but it would absolutely replace the production.
I don't know. I'm just trying to confuse him.
Nice.
Lost Toby says all good teams nowadays need 2 good quarterbacks. Why not take a good quarterback in case of injuries, especially when you have injury-prone quarterback? That's kind of what I'm saying. Only problem is Kyler's ego is too fragile to have him draft a quarterback early. You could manipulate him. You could tell him some hoo-ha.
The teams that have 2 good quarterbacks, where were these guys drafted? We're talking about Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. We're talking about Bailey Zappi, 4th rounder. Don't use your first on it. No one would do that, to use a first on a potential backup. Are you insane? Like, I just don't understand what I'm hearing.
That's what the Cardinals should do. It says the Cardinals will never listen to me. Calm down, Kim. Mr. Pringle says, ha, 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 ha. Hear that? That's the sound of little Kyler Murray laughing all the way to the bank.
That's right.
Navy Brad says Cardinals should reach out to Josh Rosen. Shut up, Brad. Boomer Sooner says, I told you all that Kyler wouldn't make it. Yeah, so did I. But here we are. Booger Wolf says Kyler Murray is so tiny when he goes camping, he uses a tube sock for a sleeping bag. Go Niners. Pour me a brew, Randall, you stanky sandal. Randall, the stanky sandal.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's a D-back song. Hang on. Let me get over to the bar. Ready?
Yeah. I want to know what Raven Kid thinks of my idea. He's brutal. He'll tell me. Steve Kime's pick over the last 5 years seemed to have always come up just a little bit short. It's a joke from the Raven Kid. He doesn't. Did you hear that from your dad? Because it's not usually joking. Billy Ray from Avondale says Kyler is not a dud. His agent should get a huge bonus because he avoided going through Mayfield-itis because he's on his 3rd team in a year with not demanding a new contract before he was due for a new contract. Well, he was actually, not due for a new contract till next year,
following year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fish Tank says, let's talk about elite teams. Chiefs, Bills, Eagles. Now name their backups. Good teams don't talk about their second quarterback. When those guys get hurt, they do.
Yeah, that's
I don't know what you're talking about, Fish Tank. Waldo says, how about we get wild and we draft a kicker in the 1st round? Huh? We can't score in the red zone anyway. There you go. That'll mess with the entire draft order.
So let's talk about Steve Kime's drafting prowess, okay, shall we? Besides Kyler Murray, besides Isaiah Simmons, and besides Zaven Collins, all right, who has Steve Kime drafted? Now, I want you guys to find somewhere in here, find some sort of a theme. All right, Josh Rosen, 2018. Hassan Reddick, no longer on the team, 2017. He's a linebacker. Robert Kandichi, 2016. He's the guy. He's no longer on the team. Irrelevant. DJ Humphreys, left tackle. He's no longer on the team. Safety and linebacker, Deion Buchanan, no longer on the team. Offensive lineman, Jonathan Cooper, no longer on the team.
All right, Randy, we get it. Kime is a bad drafter.
Well, when I keep hearing you guys saying draft somebody in the offensive line, Kime can't draft. He's horrible.
He's probably not coming back.
Well, I don't know.
I understand that he can't draft Randy, but he's got to draft somebody. They have the pick.
Raven Kid says, Jeffrey, your ideas are genius. Yeah. Wait until Kyler goes and decide to play baseball, get a guaranteed contract there too. That's a lot of guaranteed money right there.
If he goes to play baseball, if the Cardinals don't want him playing baseball and he doesn't play here, he's not getting this money either.
Keon. Yeah. Dick Whiskers wants to know if you thought it was crazy when your team drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins with their first 2 picks.
No, because they needed RG3 and then Kirk Cousins was the 4th round pick. Neither of them got paid $230 million first.
Like a fox.
It's completely not analogous in any way. They were both on their rookie deal. It's okay.
What? Square says Carson Wentz will be available next year. Wow, that just made Randy not happy. Yeah. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
O'Reilly Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $33.99. Try Syntec today, exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White, Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph is somewhere off in the universe, and now, lucky you can hear him.
Yep.
We're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Before we do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks, I do want to talk some quarterback stuff. Kind of like this. I just saw this. It says Joe Flacco is in the phase of his career where the Jets watched him play for like 5 minutes and then opted to risk Mike White's life rather than to continue to watch him play.
Jeez.
Truer words have not been spoken.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's crazy.
When a guy doesn't know when to give it up,
he looked pretty good at the beginning of this season, though. I mean, the first 4 games when he played.
His kids told him he sucked. He should probably stop. And if somebody pays you, if somebody pays you to show up millions of dollars, it's on them. It's not on Flacco. Kudos to him for cashing that paycheck, man. Let's clear up the text line real fast. We'll get to the quarterbacks. Booger Wolf says Carson Wentz. My whole screen just moved again. Oh, yeah, he was gonna make a joke about Ralph's name, and it was beneath you, Booger Wolf. It's beneath you. Come back with a better joke. Lost Toby says Arizona needs to sell all their players and tank. Niners going to dominate the division the next few years.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not. Boomer Sooner says, you know what? All of you are delusional. Kyler looks like he's going to die every time he looks at a defense. Yeah, it's probably, that's true. He does look frightened. Mr. Wilbur says, why is Keon so angry today? I don't know.
I'm not angry. I'm just very passionate about roster construction.
Yeah, he's very passionately wrong about this, but it's okay, Mr. Wilbur. Tron Slater says, Jeffrey is on to something with drafting another quarterback. Anyone remember the magic one? Don Magicwowski, who was supposedly the Packers' savior, and out of nowhere, the Packers traded for a guy named Brett Favre, and the rest is history. Ta-da. Swazman says, third wide receiver? What? Oh, you're asking your Rosalie questions way too early. That's another hour from now, Swazman. Come back with your questions later. Randy says, Navy Brad, can you pour me a glass of tea like the one in your hand, please? Since when did we start serving tea? That's not tea. that's not tea.
He
Brad,
said, look, tea like the one in his hand.
Yeah.
He gave him the tea exactly like what he
It's
had.
called Winchester tea.
Pistol Petey says, you guys have faith in Desmond Ridder against the Saints there? Trying to decide between him and Darnold in a 2-quarterback league, first round of the playoffs. I'll tell you what, Pistol Petey, again, that we can answer that, but you'd be better off asking that to Rosalie Michaels when she's on 1 hour from now. Faith in Desmond Ridder? No. Faith in Sam Darnold? No. You really have got to come up with a third option, but come on back and ask Rosalie Michaels that, and we'll see what she says in between the laughing. Really? Desmond Ridder or Sam Darnold? Whew. Navy Devil says Joe Flacco is going to be the quarterback for the Colts next. Shut up. Last Toby says tequila. There you go. Booger Wolf says when a female Seahawk fan eats a piece of fried chicken, her face looks like The Exorcist. Go Niners.
What?
Wow. Booger Wolf
is
again?
that?
Is that Booger Wolf?
Yeah. I have no idea.
Wow.
I mean, he said worse things, to be honest, but
that was just confusing.
Yeah.
Well, let's confuse you guys even more. Tyler Huntley has cleared the concussion protocol, and Lamar Jackson will not play this weekend.
Yes.
So, hey, Pistol Petey, maybe Tyler Huntley's a better option than the other two guys. He didn't look completely horrible, or I mean, he didn't. Was he completely horrible? I don't think he was completely horrible.
He wasn't completely horrible, but he did get hit pretty early in the game. So,
Yeah.
Well, in fantasy football, I don't know. Let's see here. Let's take a look. 35 of 44 passes, 275 yards, and an interception, and he's rushed for 72 yards with a touchdown. That's his stats so far for this season.
yeah, I mean, he already doesn't get to play much. It's not his team. So, yeah, those are going to be the stats of a backup.
No. Maybe forget what I said, Pistol Petey. Wait for Rosalie Michaels. This is a bad idea. So, it's going to snow in Buffalo like it does.
Oh, no, we
And-
better cancel the game there and move it to some domed stadium.
Randy, last time they did have to move the game, it was legit. The
Oh,
snow
my
was
God,
It was
the
a
snow!
blizzard, not just some snow.
threatening.
Oh, no. We
Says the
better
guy
move
who lives in
game.
the desert who has no idea.
Oh,
Hey, come
no.
on, man.
We got to move the game.
Or you should have a dome. They should just have a dome. Anyway, I like snow games. I really do. Don't get me wrong, but just seems like a pain in the ass for everyone else. So Tua Tagovailoa, here's what he's saying. Oh, snow game? Buffalo? it snows in Alabama too. So I'm fine.
Tua. Oh, Tua.
That
He
is
said-
not the same kind of snow,
Oh,
Tua.
He
Tua.
said the first year he was in Alabama, it snowed.
Yeah.
It didn't snow any other years after that, Tua. And I
It
was there.
snows in Arizona, but it's not the same kind of snow.
Yeah, I think that he is in for a surprise if he really hasn't
Yeah.
looked into what goes on up there.
Yeah.
Forget the snow. Even when it's not snowing in Buffalo, that's just a different cold than you've ever felt in your
When
life.
it's a snowing game in Buffalo, it starts at 20 degrees and goes down from there.
And then the sun sets. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's no.
Yeah,
absolutely.
by the way, this is a night game.
I cannot wait to watch this game because poor Tua Tagovailoa is talking as though he does not know what he's in for.
Well,
and I can't wait to see the look on his face when they run out onto the field.
To give him some credit, he did say, if I'm focused on the cold and the snow, I'm focusing on the wrong things.
It
Easy to say when you're not cold.
I think it is part of the preparation. It can't be the most important thing in your prep, but figuring out how to deal with that level of cold might be part of the game plan.
I want to see what that
what's going to
CPA
happen.
looking head coach of Miami's going to be wearing. Did you see the T-shirt he had on?
Well, he'll have a parka on.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah,
see
well,
two little beady glasses coming out from some fur.
Yeah,
That'd be like that.
He had a T-shirt on during practice this week. I want it colder or something like that. Yeah.
So I believe this is my prediction. Tua Tagovailoa is going to get such bad frostbite. A bunch of letters of his name are going to fall off.
Oh, that
That's
could be.
how bad the frostbite's going to be.
That's a good point right there. Yeah, it's a good point.
So Aaron Rodgers, I'm sure you guys have seen the headline. He says psychedelic drugs have cured his fear of death, which means that not getting to the playoffs and dying in that way probably won't mess him up too bad. But boy, he just keeps pushing those psychedelic drugs. Is somebody got to take him inside and say that's probably not a good thing for the kids there. You know what I mean? There's probably not a good thing for the kids. Keep that to your Wiccan Coven book club. Okay.
I think the thing with the psychedelics though, is if you really want to know if someone's taking psychedelics, don't worry. They'll tell you. They will not be able to stop talking about it just ever. And
also
he's
CrossFit.
CrossFit's right there.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
CrossFit, drug laws, my baby. Oh God, I don't need to see another picture of your baby. Okay. Rob Gronkowski has an opinion on what Tom Brady should do. He says, I think he should come work with me at Fox. He says that's probably his best option going forward. Who's asking Rob Gronkowski questions about anything of substance? Stick to the like it or spike it and shut the hell up, you U of A, brainless.
Wow.
Come on, man. I'm just it's like, no, why is anybody asking Gronk anything? You know what I mean? Nothing good comes of it.
Because it's funny. You might get an interesting answer
from it.
Yeah.
It's simply free content. You just ask him a question and then he says a crazy thing and then you just type that.
You're putting crazy on and I'm just going to rewind and say, "What stupid." He's not bright. Here's something that came out of left field. Drew Brees is now an assistant coach at Purdue temporarily.
Well, he did come from Purdue. I mean, he played for Purdue.
So he's there to help them get through the bowl game, I guess, the Citrus Bowl. I don't know what the hell he's doing there and how his appearance helps them anyway.
Defensive line coach, I'm sure.
I think
that makes sense.
I think this has less to do with the kids at Purdue.
Come on, you bastards!
And more to do with Drew Brees. I think Drew is kind of seeing if he's interested in coaching, maybe.
I didn't know he could actually function after getting hit with that lightning bolt.
Yeah. The lightning hit him and gave him an idea. So speaking of Saints or whatever, so the Saints have picked up Eno Benjamin. His third team this year. Eno Benjamin is once again employed. So he was with the Cardinals. And then he was with the Texans. He got waived by the Texans, so the Saints have picked him up.
Damn. I mean, if you get waived by the Texans.
Did he play a snap?
The Texans can run.
Did he even get on the field for the Texans, or was that just like a...
I don't think he did. And a part of it is the Texans are already kind of... The one position group that they're actually good at is running back, with Dameon Pierce and all the stuff that he's been able to do this year. They run the football pretty well. Lovie Smith, that's what he wants to do. I think, Benjamin was just kind of there for depth and, an injury elsewhere means we're not going to keep this many running backs on the roster. So away goes, Benjamin. I hope he catches on somewhere because sometimes it's just teams get a guy in for depth and they don't really need them in that moment. And that doesn't mean that they're bad or that they can't play, just that the team doesn't really need them. You just kind of like to have some insurance there.
Morticia's man says, hey, if they cancel for snow, why can't they cancel for heat? Well, because we're smart enough to have an air-conditioned stadium here. So, but I hear you, man. I know what you're saying. A watermelon says, how would a quarterback prep to play in Buffalo in the cold? Keep their hands in the ice bucket and try to take snaps in practice? I mean,
stand in a walk-in freezer.
Yeah. I mean, you really can't prepare for cold unless you go to cold and prepare there. That's basically it.
Yeah, but for instance, like some people know that they don't need sleeves. They'll go out there, be fine, whatever. Some guys are like, you know what, leave this. I need the sleeves on. But if you do that, if you tuck the ball, if you're not used to wearing it, it'll be easier for you to fumble. So just little details that
I need sleeves to cover up the steroid track marks. Don't be a child, Keon.
I don't think that's Tua's problem. Just looking at him, but all right.
No, just me. See, right there. Yeah. Baker's Cocky Hen says, rumor is Tua has been practicing an industrial-sized warehouse freezer wearing only a Speedo with Filthy Phil's face on it. Don't bring that back to my...
We can only hope.
I don't need to remember that.
We hope not.
Wow.
Scratch Me Because says Wiccan Coven Book Club. Not a bad text or nickname right there. Wiccan Coven Book Club.
Little long, but I'll write it down.
Booger Wolf says Seahawk fans are so ugly. If you give one a ride somewhere, they have to sit in the back seat or else you won't be able to make a right-hand turn.
What the heck?
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Because they're so ugly you can't look at them.
Yeah, I'm going to turn left.
Okay. I've had a few of those dates.
Well,
wow.
I'm sure your wife's like, I married one.
Damn.
So Zach Allen had hand surgery yesterday. Randy, did you know that?
No.
Oh, crap. He's got COVID again.
Wait, Zach Allen?
I'll be at your house in a minute.
Yeah.
Sweet. Zach Allen, lineman, defensive lineman for the Cardinals.
Oh,
yeah, he had some hand surgery there.
Hand surgery, huh?
Kingsbury, genius, says he'll be out this week. Yeah,
Why?
we kind of figured that. But whether he'll be back this season or not, that is another question. I wouldn't count on it. But he's been doing pretty good there for you, Randy.
Well, he's not going to this week, is he?
That's very dark.
That's it's very
Had
dark.
hand surgery, so he's going to be out.
You're very negative.
Very
No,
dark.
I'm
Jeez.
very realistic.
Oh, wow.
First, Keon just starts screaming at everybody about my idea. Then Randy is just all dark and maudlin. And Ralph, you can't hear half the crap he says because he's got the COVID again.
I think we should change Ralph's texter name to Super Spreader.
Yeah, Super Spreader. Well, he'll take that the wrong way.
Yeah, of course.
So just so you know, before we do the picks,
yes,
this is a little tidbit for you. Chiefs, Bills, Vikings, 49ers, and the Cowboys all have something in common. They suck. No, I'm kidding. They can all clinch playoff berths this week. Every single one of them.
Who are the Cowboys playing again? Jacksonville, right? No.
Yes.
Jacksonville.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're in Jacksonville.
So we don't want to give away picks here, but this is not exactly the gauntlet, if you ask me. Chiefs will clinch if they win or if the Chargers lose. Bills will clinch if they win. 49ers clinch if they win on Thursday, and that's clinching the NFC West right there. Cowboys clinch a playoff berth if they win on Sunday, or if the Seahawks and either the Commanders or the Lions lose. So the Cowboys seem like they need an awful lot of help here. Vikings clinch the NFC North if they win on Saturday, or if the Lions lose on Sunday. So, who just covered up a burped inside? Who did that?
It was me.
I just want to say I heard that.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I appreciate the attempt.
Here. There you go.
So, what do you guys think? Who is most likely to clinch this weekend?
Chiefs.
Bills.
All right. So let's see here again, without saying too much. You're saying something without saying something. The Bills, really?
Yes.
The Bills have a pretty tough matchup with the Miami Dolphins. The Chiefs have the Houston Texans, Ralph.
I understand.
All right. Fine.
I'm gonna have to say Chiefs. That's
Chiefs.
I've got Chiefs easy.
All of us have Chiefs.
Nope.
All right. Well, we'll talk more about that here in a moment. We do our actual.
Are you
picks.
saying, Ralph, that the Chiefs are going to lose?
I might be saying that.
Upset alert.
Wow.
Actually, delusional upset alert. There's just I just can't. And now that I've said that, it'll probably happen, but
You almost beat Dallas.
just can't get that. Well,
It's
that's more about
Dallas.
Dallas than it is about
Kansas
Texas.
City.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you don't like games being played in Mexico, and I know that there was an issue with the field, but well, it turns out next year there'll be no Mexico game. They're going to have probably 2 games in Germany because they've got to do renovations on the field there at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. And so, yeah, they're going to be fixing to join up. So I don't know if that
Madonna's
means
playing there again, huh?
Is that what it is? Yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to be.
There could be scaffolding there, but it could just be around her.
Yeah.
The point is,
Gonna say.
no Mexico game in 2023. Probably a couple of extra German games.
Right.
Okay, because we like it. Okay, calm down. It's fine. And also, speaking of upgrades, $100 million in upgrades are coming to Broncos Stadium.
Hey,
because that's where they need it. That's where they need the upgrades. Is the stadium.
Well, they've got
Russell's paying for it.
I was just going to say they got plenty of money now that they've legalized the mushrooms and the cabbage there. What do you call it? The devil's cabbage?
The marijuana?
Yeah, the marijuana and the mushrooms. Mushrooms now are legal there in the great state of Colorado.
I just had some on my pizza the other day. I feel like Colorado's in a weird place.
No, these are Aaron Rodgers mushrooms.
Well, that's what you need to make the fans feel like they have a good quarterback.
They don't even care who wins anymore. It's like, wow, man, this is wild.
So some of the things that are going to be happening, the south scoreboard in the stadium is going to become the 4th largest of any NFL stadium, 72 feet high and 220 feet wide.
We're
outside
number 4.
of that,
We're number 4.
So that more suites, technology is going to be improved. They're going to do more with concessions at the Broncos team store and something about elevators. I don't know, whatever.
Because the
really
people are too stoned to walk down the stairs, or
got to work on making the team better. But I guess the stadium could use a little bit of help. All right, kids, let's take a break. When we come back, let's start it up. The Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Picks. We got a lot of games on 1580 The Fanatic this weekend. So we got a lot to talk about. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Bowl season underway Friday with the Bahamas Bowl kicking things off. Miami of Ohio, an 11-point underdog against UAB. That'll be followed by Texas San Antonio playing as a 2-point underdog against Troy in the Cure Bowl. College football playoff on New Year's Eve. Number 2, Michigan -7.5 against third-ranked TCU in the Fiesta Bowl. And fourth-ranked Ohio State +6.5 against top-ranked Georgia in the Peach Bowl. Argentina has reached the World Cup final. They await the winner of France and Morocco this afternoon. The French, the -190 moneyline favorite. Morocco +600 with a draw at +280. The over-under at 2.5 goals. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
It's time once again for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. First prize is $1,580 from Harman Solar. Second prize, a Zebra e-bike from Hemingway. And $500 third prize from Harman Solar. Sign up today. Go to 1580thefanatic.com. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. From your home for the NFL in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's Jeffrey O'Brien, Randy White, Keon Rose, and President Zelensky from the Ukraine with us. 888-368-1580. I don't know.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Yeah, in your little bunker there, you just kind of reminded me of him there for a second. All right, it's time for your Harman Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. Of course, make sure you go and do your picks. And even if you forgot a week or you're just joining in, you still have a chance to win a custom NFL jersey if you win the weekend picks. Of course, everybody else who's been here through the long hauls playing for that $1,580 from Harman Solar, or that Hemingway bike, or that $500 from Harman Solar, or other things. So, just get in there and make sure you do your picks. I remind you to pay your rent, and I'm reminding you to do your picks. So get them done because it's time. All right, let's talk about tonight's game on 1580 The Fanatic. Thursday Night Football has the 49ers versus Ralph's Rainy City Bitch Pigeons. Let's just go ahead right now to an expert in the NFC, Mr. Randy White. What do you see happening in tonight's game in the soggy, rainy Pacific Northwest?
Well, I give kudos, Ralph, to your bitch pigeons, the sea chickens. I really do. I did not see this coming. I thought for sure they would win maybe 3 games, maybe. And they have surprised
Ralph
me.
said the same thing.
They have surprised me with their winning record, but tonight they're going to go 500 because San Francisco's coming in with a dynamic offense. It doesn't matter who's the quarterback. Hell, I could be the quarterback of this offense and hand the ball off and throw short passes and let the rest of the team do their defense is stifling. I know Seattle is getting their running game back, but I think he's coming back off an injury. He's not going to be fully 100%. So give me San Francisco, probably in a tight one up in the Pacific Northwest.
I hate to do this, but I see the Seattle Seahawks winning this game because, a lot of times when a guy jumps up as your backup quarterback and people don't know quite what to do with them, oh my goodness, Brock Purdy is that guy. So he shows up and the Buccaneers have been in a bad place. So I feel like the Seahawks on both sides of the ball are going to be more consistent. And you have to also remember Brock Purdy's got an oblique injury that he's been sort of struggling through. So, yeah, consider him what he is. He's a rookie quarterback. So even a modest defense is going to find ways to really mess with his game. So I'm going to go ahead and see the Seahawks getting 8-6, as much as it hurts to say. Keon?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Niners there because I think that Brock Purdy, just like last week, just doesn't have to be a superhero for them to win. Now, granted, he played incredibly well, and it's obvious that they feel they can run their full offense with him. He knows what he's doing out there. You can watch his helmet. He's moving his head around, getting to his reads, making the right throws, making good decisions with the football. And then on top of that, you got that running game. But the reason why I'm actually going Niners is their defense. They've been on a tear lately, and that Nick Bosa he could be defensive player of the year. I think it's between him and Micah Parsons, and the way that they're playing, the way that they're getting after the quarterbacks that they've been up against the last 4 or 5 weeks. I think that by itself gives the Niners an edge. I'm going to go Niners.
All right, Ralph, your Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, also known as the Seattle Seahawks, playing the 49ers.
Yeah. I mean, tonight we're going to be in our nice lime green jerseys. I know you love those.
Lime green? You mean highlighter green with navy pants? Yeah, highlighter jersey?
I hate those things.
So, K9's back. That's going to be big. We need to be able to run the ball. We can't rely on just a passing game like last week. That's going to be the key, is can we run and can we stop the run? Al Woods is supposed to be back. That'll stuff the middle. The secondary is hard to throw on. I'm predicting right now 5 sacks on Brock Purdy. I think they're going to beat him up all game.
Wow.
They're going to have a plan against him. Pete Carroll is really good at these types of games.
He really is.
And I really think he's going to find a way to win. And I'm going to go Seattle. Even if I wasn't a Seahawks fan, I'm with you, Jeffrey. I think Seattle is going to find a way to beat up Brock Purdy, and I think they're going to go after him and win. So Seattle wins.
I might change my pick. All right. So on Saturday, there are 3 NFL games being played. We've got 2 of them on 1580 The Fanatic, and then we got another one on Money Radio. Here's the deal. The first game at 10:30 a.m., Colts at Vikings. And Donnie texts in and says, Vikings have a get-right game. They're going to throttle them Colts. I'm not even going to fight you on this. I'm not going to argue. I'm not even going to make a big deal out of this pick. Of course the Vikings are going to beat the Colts. I mean, there's no reason to believe that you won't. You guys are mad out after that last game. The Colts stink. We don't have a head coach, and we got a quarterback who likes to fumble the ball all the time. Zero confidence going into this game. And by the way, we're tanking, so I'm not even going to be mad. So what do you say to that, Keon? You agree with me on this one?
I do. Vikings pretty obviously
really quick. Didn't even think about it.
Yeah,
kind of hurtful.
I mean, I didn't mean for it to be hurtful. It's just the Vikings are much
my
better than
team
the
there.
Colts. I know. I'm sorry. It's just that's what the reality of it.
All right.
Yeah.
So just no more analysis needed. No more hope for my Colts. Just zero.
Not in this game. No.
All right, fine. Yeah.
But you're tanking,
Randy.
so good for you guys.
You know,
I'm tanking. I hope they are too.
You know, earlier this week, I was looking at this game going, for me, this is a tough one. And I feel like I think Minnesota is reeling a bit. And I can't put my finger on why I think the Colts may have a chance at winning this game. However, I had to give the edge to Minnesota at home with a wonderful crowd there at the is it the Mercedes Dome? Where the hell are they? What is
They're
it?
in,
The TD
Minnesota
America
there.
Bank?
It's US Bank.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, the bank.
Pointy-
it
pointy
looks
thing.
like a Viking ship there, and they got that enormous drum. Some big heavy set dude. That would be my job. You know, if the Cardinals had like a bass drum, that would be me like, beat the drum. But unfortunately, we don't have anything like
You got
that.
a limpy mascot right now.
Yeah, right now he's injured. So,
Yeah. Broke his ankle or something.
Anyway, give me the Vikings. But it would not surprise me for me to get this wrong and the Colts to sneak out a surprise victory.
Any hope for that, Ralph? It's okay. We're tanking.
Yeah. I don't, Minnesota has not been impressive lately. They have been reeling, but I think this is a good game for them to get healthy again and get going. I'd love to see the Colts win this game, but I just don't see it. I think Minnesota wins.
Yeah. And now we're all going to laugh our asses off at Donnie if the Colts win.
Yeah.
I'm going to be mad because that's not how you tank, but okay. Moving on to our Saturday afternoon game about 2:15. The Ravens are going to take on the Browns. I got to tell you, I am really rooting for Deshaun Watson to get injured. And, there's been guys who've been saying, now he's in our crosshairs. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of you, O'Brien. I'm like, thank you, guys. But the Baltimore Ravens got Tyler Huntley. That's their quarterback. Cleveland Browns have whatever Deshaun Watson is right now, improving, getting better. I don't know. But Cleveland is at home versus the Ravens. And I'll go first. I hate to say it, but this will be the game that Deshaun Watson becomes more consistent, maybe not great. Tyler Huntley, pretty good backup, not enough to take on the defense of the Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland wins this one fairly easily at home. Randy?
I'm kind of along those same lines with you. Baltimore is for me, they are a fictitious 9-4. And I don't think they're that good of a football team. I don't think their defense is that great, like it used to be, the Baltimore Ravens of old. Lamar Jackson is injured. This next guy up, he's injured. I just think the Baltimore's the sand runs out in their timepiece, and they go on to Cleveland this week. And by the way, my favorite defensive lineman, what's his name, Keon? My guy.
Oh, Myles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. What
about Calais Campbell?
Old helmet swing. Well, I like Calais.
Calais Campbell's on the Ravens.
Yeah, but he's on the Ravens. I'm talking about Calais. Myles Garrett, the helmet swinger. And I think they're, unfortunately, I think Deshaun Watson, I agree with you, Jeffrey. Gets it right, and Cleveland wins this one somehow.
All right. What do you say, Ralph?
Yeah, I'm actually on board. I think Deshaun Watson has his breakout game, and I think it's a big game. And I hate to say it because I'm not a Cleveland guy, but I think they're going to win this game, and I don't think it's even going to be close.
All right. Well, barring the injury that I wished really hard for, Keon, how do you see this game unfolding?
I'm actually going Ravens. I think that the Ravens defense, like Randy said, is not the Ravens defense of old, but they are a good defense. They do have quality players. Like you mentioned Calais Campbell, but Justin Houston's out there. Justin Matabuki's been awesome. Roquan Smith, I think, gets better every single week. And he makes Patrick Queen's job easier. You go all the way up in the secondary with guys like Marlon Humphrey. I think this defense is complete enough. And I do think that Deshaun Watson is still rusty enough that this defense is going to be still tough enough for him to figure out he's not going to break out this week.
All right. So there you go. One, fur and three again. I'm really hoping that the three of us are wrong because I don't want Deshaun Watson to have nice things. I don't want the Browns to have nice things. Over on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM, we have the Dolphins at the Bills. Yeah, of course, the best game, right? Bills hosting the Dolphins, and as we said, Tua is he from Hawaii? Is that where he's from, or is he from some Pacific Island nation or something? Tua Tagovailoa. I can't remember.
I believe
where
it
he's
is
from.
Hawaii. I believe it is Hawaii.
But he's like, oh yeah, it snows in Alabama.
I think he grew up in Houston, though.
This is going to be something that he has never encountered before. Hopefully they got to Buffalo early so you can start to feel how that cold works coming up off that lake. But the Buffalo Bills at home against the Miami Dolphins, is this a frostbite disaster for Tua, Keon, or do you feel like he can take these Bills down?
I don't think it's going to be a disaster, but I just don't see him beating Buffalo in Buffalo when the weather starts to turn like this. And if Tua and the Dolphins had played well the last couple of weeks, it'd be very easy for me to pick them, but I can't right now because they played in. And let's take a look at the weather of the places they played in recently. They played in LA against the Chargers, didn't look good there. Played in San Francisco against the Niners, didn't look great there either. The last great game they had was against the Texans 3 weeks ago. So I want to see that offense get back on track. Tua hasn't quite looked as accurate as he did early on. I got to take the Bills.
All right, Randy, what do you think? Is it going to be Bills or Dolphins?
Well, I of course, I'm stunned at this point. They haven't moved the game yet because there's going to be snow.
Oh, stop it.
And maybe a wind chill factor down to like 0. But listen, I am going to take Buffalo all the way in this one. I don't think it's even a contest. Buffalo wins.
I think it's going to be a contest. I think it's going to be more than you think it's going to be. Did I already tell you that I'm picking Buffalo? Well, I'm picking Buffalo, but I don't think it's going to be a stomp by any means. I feel like Miami is going to play them tough. But how tough? I'm pretty sure Ralph doesn't think tough enough.
Well, I just think these are the conditions and the kind of games Buffalo's built for, right? I think Josh Allen loves cold weather. He loves when it snows, and you're going to see him have his game. And I think they're going to be all over Miami. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a blowout, and I think it's going to be really easy.
So Ralph is calling a blowout for the Dolphins.
Nope.
You said it was going to be a blowout.
Blowout against the Dolphins, yes.
So against the Dolphins' best interest, they will blow out the Buffalo Bills.
No.
Could you just try to be more specific here? Because I'm really not understanding where you're.
Buffalo 38, Miami 10.
Wow. All right. So we'll see if that actually happens. Here's a game that actually might be pretty good. Now, if I told you this game, hey, this looks like a good game. Let's say beginning of the season, you'd have laughed at me. You'd have been like, Jeffrey made a joke. But now when I say this and you hear it with your ear hole, you're going to be like, that could be a very good game. The Detroit Lions versus the Jets. That actually could be a pretty good game. I mean, it's a mess with old dinged up Mike White and everything. The Detroit Lions being the Detroit Lions, but the Detroit Lions have had a resurgence. A lot of people are saying, well, that's only when they're at home. They don't play that well away from home, but I'm telling you, I don't feel like it's a home thing. I feel like the Detroit Lions might be on a roll here. So Will the roll stop in New Jersey with the Jets, or will it continue on and make Boogie a happy man, Keon?
With all of my apologies to Boogie. And I do like the Lions, and it's been fun to root for them this year. It's just an incredible story. And of course, all of us bad team fans have to stick together, but this Jets defense is something insane. I watch Sauce Gardner every week, and I simply do not understand anything about the guy. He's just so physically freaky. And then on top of that, his instincts are great. His football IQ is off the charts. And that's just him. When you look at Quinnen Williams and what he means on that defense and the disruption he causes on the defensive line for people. I mean, as good as Detroit is, teams go up against this Jets defense and they stop in their tracks. And I just think that favors the Jets. Meanwhile, Detroit doesn't also play defense very well. So I'm leaning Jets.
I wanted to take Detroit. I may have to use Jared Goff there, which is probably not going to go well for me. But my other choice is Tom Brady. Hell am I going to do? But yeah, I'll have what he said. Yeah, Keon's right. It'll be the Jets on this one. Randy?
You know, I really I was listening to Keon talk, and I was thinking, that's kind of right. However, there have been those real clinkers for the Jets here. I mean, lest we forget the Patriots beat them 10-3. I know it wasn't a big game. I know that. I get that. But it was 10-3, and there was a lot of defense played. And then you see the Jets. They beat the Dolphins 40-17. And then you see another game where the Jets get out of the Cleveland game by 1 point. I mean, I don't know who this Jets team is.
Well, they're one team when they've got Mike White, and that's a wild statement. They're another team when Zach Wilson's the starter. And Zach Wilson,
are we confident in Mike White's condition?
Mike White had the dogs beat out of him last week. Give me Detroit by 10.
Yeah, he got folded up like a lawn chair. I might change my pick. Ralph?
Detroit's defense doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think Detroit has figured it out. I mean, they're playing with confidence. They look good offensively. They've looked amazing. Goff is, I don't know who he is anymore. Wow, he's saved your fantasy season, I'll tell you that.
Damn right.
I'm a believer, and I think they can keep winning. I mean, I think this would be 6 out of 7 if they win this game.
Yeah,
they're on a roll. I'm gonna stay with them. I think you stay with the hot team. I think they're gonna beat the Jets.
That was my first instinct, but you know what? I think I might be changing back to the Jets. Back to the Lions. Back to the Jets. I'll figure it out before game time. Damn it. Mr. Pringle says, when's the wedding? Keon and the Jets defense.
Look, I'll send you the invitation in the mail.
Wow.
Well, he's not saying no, so there is a chance. King of Kitten says the Dolphins had space heaters on the sidelines in Los Angeles when they played the Chargers. Mm-hmm. It was 55 degrees.
Yeah.
That is a damn good point. Poor Tua going to freeze his knuckles right off. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we got more games to pick. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
At the United States Postal Service, we're here to deliver fast and reliable service to help you get holiday ready. We offer free package pickup and deliver free shipping supplies to your address. So whether you're in Garland, Texas, Rudolph, Wisconsin, or anywhere in between, we're making it easier for you to spread festive cheer this holiday season. USPS, delivering for America. For all your holiday needs, including info about free shipping supplies, free package pickup availability, and restrictions, go to USPS.com/holidays.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. What you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Attention men, has ED kept you out of the game? If so, you're not alone. In fact, 52% of men over the age of 40 struggle with ED. That's 1 out of every 2 men in the U.S. Unfortunately, the old treatment methods like Viagra, Cialis, and shockwave therapy are ineffective and not safe for all men. That's why we at Stallion Health Group found a side effect-free medical solution for ED that works for everyone every time. We are so certain that if our treatment doesn't work for you during your first and only office visit, we'll give you $500 cash. No questions asked. Our medical solution is an alternative that we guarantee will provide a positive result on a single visit right in our office, or it won't cost you 1 penny. Make this holiday season one to remember. Call us 480-771-6636. 480-771-6636. That's 480-771-6636. Call Stallion Health Group at 480-771-6636.
Are you looking to retire in the next 10 years, but you're only a year or two into a 30-year mortgage? Turns out large mortgage payments on fixed income can be extremely challenging, if not impossible. Well, Life Changer Loan is your solution, where you can pay off your mortgage in well under 10 years without changing a dime of spending habit. Plus, you can keep access to your equity while enjoying your golden years. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031 NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
1580 The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Fish Tank now has his take on the Miami-Buffalo game. Says, we're going to get absolutely dismantled in Buffalo. Buffalo is -7, and I'm thinking about taking them at double that. Between the weather and the fact that lesser teams, like they've been figured us out, it's going to be bad. Lesser team, you're saying lesser teams than Buffalo have figured you out.
Yeah,
oh.
Which is true. I mean, at least that's the way it appears after a couple of weeks. And that's, the Chargers game was really the one where I'm surprised, because you can score on the Chargers, and specifically you can throw on the Chargers. And so the fact that Tua struggled against that defense that's been underachieving this year, concerns me. It does concern me.
Fair enough. Let's get right back into it, shall we? We got 6 more games to pick and not a whole lot of time. So let's get to this. First, it's the Holy Crap Bowl. It's the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Houston Texans. Does anybody here feel like there's any reason to believe that the Chiefs will not clinch their playoff berth? Say aye. It is unanimous. The Chiefs will destroy the Houston Texans at home on Sunday. There's no need for any analysis. It's just a fact.
Yep.
Let's see what's up next. Okay, how about this one? Speaking of the Chargers, Tennessee Titans visiting the Chargers. So now you got 2 mediocre to underachieving, sometimes overachieving teams. This one is not as easy to sort out, is it? I'll take you, Ralph, first. Just make it hard on you, because nobody wants to talk about this game. So which one of these teams do you see winning?
After last week, I am done with the Titans. I'm not getting them anymore. I'm not picking them anymore. I know that both teams have had their ups and downs, but I'm going to go Chargers. I'm sick and tired of the Titans for no other reason than that, because I think this game can go either way, but I'm going to take the Chargers.
Randy?
I feel like Pimple Face Herb Street. What the hell's his name?
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
There you go. I feel like he's getting it, getting the groove back. I think he's feeling better. I think the team is getting better. Mike Williams will be back with the team. I think this is his second game back. He's going to be feeling better. He's been getting treatment. I think the defense is playing pretty well. So I'm with Ralph. The Titans have not been the Titans of old. And King Henry, he's been demoted down to a prince at this point, because I don't think he's as effective running the football. I mean, good Lord. Open field, a guy comes from behind and caused a fumble on him last week, gives the football up, and he sits on the sideline looking like, what happened? What had happened? You know what I'm saying?
I would doubt he'd let that happen again after that.
Well, I mean, give me the Chargers. They're at home. They're going to win.
Keon?
I mean, quick defense of my guy, Derrick Henry. He is kind of the whole offense.
What happened?
He has to defend him, Randy. They have the same hair.
But exactly. We got to stick together. But no, he's kind of the whole offense. And I look at the Chargers and Titans, they're both underachieving. They're both middling teams. And the reason why is different. I mean, the Chargers have just not played up to their standard. The Titans are beat to all hell. You know, they were expecting to get more out of Traylon Burks, wide receiver. He's hurt. You know, Danico Autry, the linebacker, he's hurt. Christian Fulton, their top corner, he's hurt. Like they're just playing with spare parts. They don't have it. You know, I'm going to go the other way. I don't think I can take the Titans this week.
All right, Chargers, it seems to be a unanimous thought process. All right, so now let's go on over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And at the beginning of the season, I'm defending Tom Brady left and right, and it was true because he was throwing the ball nice and crisp. His receivers just weren't there getting it done. Frustration has mounted and gotten worse. Now this last game, now he's starting to look bad. Maybe it's born of the frustration of the entire season up till now. Maybe his age is catching up to him. I just don't see that happening 1 week later from when he was doing great passes and idiots were dropping it to the next one. And he's just like, whatever. I don't blame Tom Brady, but I can't pick him against the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is, he's up to the challenge. Yeah, you can't watch Brock Purdy beat Tom Brady and then just sit there and do nothing. The Cincinnati Bengals defense is going to be more than enough to give Tom Brady trouble. I'm going with the Bengals. Randy?
Yeah, same thought process here. Cincinnati wins. They're gearing up to do a playoff run here. And watch out for the Cincinnati Bengals team. Same thing happened last year. Late in the season, they got hot. They figured everything out. They seem to be on a roll again. By the way, Tampa Bay, they'll have 9 wins by the end of the season. They're just not going to win this week. They'll beat the Cardinals. They'll beat the Panthers, and they'll beat the Falcons to finish out the season.
Do you concur, Ralph?
I think I do. I think Brady's frustrated, like you said, but they're in such a bad division. They're still in it. So, right, and he can still make the playoffs. I think they're going to lose this week, though. With all that said, I love the way Cincinnati's playing right now, and I think they're gonna manhandle Tampa.
Keon, is there a miracle for Tom Brady in Tampa Bay this weekend? Can he show everybody once again he's Tom Brady and make us all feel dumb for picking against him again?
Not this week. I don't think so. And the reason why is the left tackle that's not playing, Tristan Wirfs. Ever since Tristan Wirfs has been gone, Tom Brady has looked really bad, and that's not on Tom. There's nobody protecting his blind side. They went from a great left tackle to, oh God, let's just get a human body over there. Well, that's not going to be enough to protect Tom, and it's shown. They haven't been as successful moving the ball down the field without that offensive protection for him, and I just think Cincinnati's going to get after him, and of course with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on the offense, they're going to punish him on the defensive side of the ball. They haven't looked good there either.
I guess once again, we are all unanimous on the Bengals. Dodger Danny texts in, says, nope, my Tennessee Titans are going to take it. Oh, they're going to take it all right. Next game up, Sunday Night Football here on 1580, The Fanatic. Playoff implications, or it'll just feel like a playoff game because it's the Washington Commandos hosting the New York Giants. You have a guy at quarterback for the Washington Commandos that looks like the kid from Meet the Millers. And you got a guy who looks like everybody's favorite tax accountant as a quarterback for the Giants. Hey, this is a matchup made in weirdness. That's really all it is. A matchup made in weirdness. And, let's start with you, Ralph. The Washington Commandos, surprise at 7-5. The Giants started out on fire, and now it's kind of a surprise they're only at 7-5. What do you see happening with this game?
I mean, the real winner in this game is Seattle because they need one of these teams to lose. So whoever loses, that's great. They played 2 weeks ago, and I thought it was a really good game. I think this will be another really good game. I think it'll be close. I think the Giants are a little better. I'm leaning that way. I reserve the right to go the other way, but I'm going to lean Giants right now. I think they're going to win this game.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to go with Washington at home because what a place to call home,
FedEx Field
to win in the comfy confines of an amazing field like FedEx. But really, it's just more about the team is clicking all cylinders. There's a hitch in the giddy up of the Giants. I'm going to go ahead and go with the defense and the Commandos right there. Randy?
The Washington Commandos, look out, ladies and gentlemen. They're 6-1-1 in their last 8. That means they've had 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie. The tie was last week the last game against the Giants. They've had a bye week. They figure it out. They beat the hell out of the Giants. Give me the Commandos.
All right. And Keon, we have to go as quick as we can because we still have to do another game here. So let us know, who are you picking? Commandos.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Commanders. Obviously, they played a couple weeks ago. I picked the Giants to win the first one, Commanders to win the second one because I thought they were going to split because Washington's coming off the bye week.
All right. Well, let's go quickly on this game because the last game is going to be the Cardinals game. Monday Night Football in 1580 The Fanatic. LA Rams versus Green Bay Packers. 2 really messed up teams. It could make for a good game, but who do you have? I've got the Packers. Ralph, who do you got?
I have the Packers.
Randy.
Green Bay.
Keon.
Also the Pack.
We're all on the Packers. I guess we'll talk about that why on Monday because honestly, I'm surprised myself. And now it's time for the Arizona Cardinals going to Mile High to play the Denver Broncos. I do not think that Russell Wilson is playing. I think it's Mark Rippon's kid. So I think it's easy to say that Denver is going to win this game.
Oh, damn.
That's my pick. How about you, Keon?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Arizona. Brett Rippon has a really insane habit of just throwing the ball to just some 3 defenders, just any 3 people that are not on his team, and he'll give you 3 of those a game. So as good as this defense is, I think Arizona's defense might actually be not a bad start this week in fantasy.
All right, Ralph.
I need Arizona to win. Our pick is number 2 right now, thanks to Denver. I have to go Arizona. I have to be a Cardinal fan. I don't feel good about it. It makes me feel like I need to take a shower.
That tastes good.
I just, man, Denver's so bad, but so are the Cardinals. But I'm going to take the Cardinals.
That tastes good, Ralph.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I'm not joking. I am legit taking the Broncos, and I'll explain that more on Monday. But right now, it is time to hear from the man, the myth, the legend, Randy White on his pick, the Denver Broncos hosting your Arizona Cardinals.
I'll tell you why the Cardinals are going to win. Because the Cardinals have a defensive coordinator, Lenny Blackstone. What the hell's his name? What's the guy's name?
Lenny Blackstone.
What's his name?
Vance Joseph.
Vance Joseph was the head coach, and Denver. They unceremoniously removed him from his. He's going to go up there. Russell Wilson got knocked into a loop. Ciara is very thankful for that because Russ, he's like a wolf when he's not, because all those years he didn't have a lady, and then he married Ciara, and he was wearing her out, and so he's anyway.
I have a question. You can't have sex with a concussion.
I don't think he knows where he's at. Ciara, let's ride. And she just runs away. You see what I'm saying? So no, Arizona Cardinals win because not only that, Colt McCoy. Oh, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
That is my pick.
Once again, the Denver Broncos will win the Cringe Bowl. That's just going to happen.
Colt damn McCoy.
You'll see. Let's go to the text line. Fish Tank says, hey, Ralph, the Giants and Commandos could just tie. I've seen it, right?
I'd be fine with that.
The pick does not let us pick a tie. So
Harry Soap is exploring the same idea again of a Washington and New York tie.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. So, but
I like that.
Somebody's got to win this game. That is the tying. Tying is bad enough. All right. The fact that I have to look at the record and see a and 1 at the end of the year is already bothering me.
1.
Yeah, just whatever the record winds up being, and a 1. That 1's gonna kill me. A 2 there,
amazing.
And against the Giants, it would hurt. It would hurt both fan bases equally. Neither of us wants to see this.
I have a question.
I'd rather
since the Colts are tanking, we have a tie. Do ties help or hurt your draft pick chances?
I believe they don't have any bearing on what you do.
It kind of does. Just depends on the losses of the people around you.
God damn it, we need a loss. Hamilton Porter says, tell me this isn't crazy. I read on Sports Illustrated there's 13,000 NCAA D1 players and over 1,000 of them are in the transfer portal right now. Very, very clogged in the transfer portal. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is the
Since
kind
this
of time of year.
NIL thing, and since they've relaxed this transfer portal, college football will look nothing like it has in the past. 0% of it looking the same.
Could be a good thing. Hook'em Hottie says, love me some Colt McCoy. Not saying they'll win, but hey, horns up.
Hey, that's our guy.
Yeah, Hook'em Hottie gave you the horns up, so there you go. I think it's because she has horns.
Colt McCoy.
Wait, what do you say?
He's a damn legend, man. Now,
What do
come
you
on,
say when
Ralph.
somebody has
Come
the
on.
horns up. When somebody is a Hook'em horn
I'll show
person,
you horned
what
up.
do you call yourselves?
Right, why don't you look over here?
Keon, what do you call yourselves?
Horns up.
Longhorns, right? You just
Yeah.
call yourself the Longhorns.
Yeah, or the
You're not-
horns.
Are you long horny? Is that
No,
a thing?
no,
Oh.
named after the animal.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, Fantasy Girl Rosalie Michaels with your fantasy football answers for your questions.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for zero down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Good news for men. Studies are showing certain jewelry can save the day with your sweetie. For example,
You forgot my birthday?
here, this is for you.
Ah, wow. Better late than never.
It even changes their minds.
I'm leaving you.
Here, this is for you.
I'm staying.
But this amazing jewelry can only be found at select jewelers.
Diamond Gems Jewelry, family owned and trusted with expert watch and jewelry repair. Buy, sell, or trade up. Free appraisals. Diamond Gems Jewelry, Arizona's most huggable jeweler, with Uptown Phoenix and Westside locations.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's time now. That's right. Get your questions ready. 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph is with us. Fantasy girl Rosalie Michaels is with us, and it's time to find out the hell we're all going to do to try to survive the next round of the playoffs. Not you, Keon. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of us, we got some tough choices ahead of us because of just what's going on in the world of the NFL. Hello, Rosalie Michaels. Congratulations. You made the playoffs. And we can't hear you.
Lord.
Keon? We
but
can't
you
hear
know what?
Rosalie.
Well, okay, I can hear her. The phone is on. The phone is on. I
Make
don't.
sure
Number one, number two.
all the buttons are there pushed.
Number one, number two. Rosalie.
I can hear you guys.
Hey, now we
Okay.
can. There's a lot
I
of
don't know
buttons.
what happened, but I can hear you guys.
We blame you. Anyway, congratulations
fair.
on making the Premier League playoffs. That was close.
I tell you, but you know what? I really wanted to make it. Did you see my score?
Holy crap! Did
Evan
we ever?
freaking Ingram, man.
You nailed it with 190. What was it? 194 or something? It was just ungodly. Poor Ignatius. It's like he has a family, Rosalie. Why would you do that to him?
If he has a family, he should have started a QB that was not on a bye.
We asked him about that. He had some reasons, but whatever the case, congratulations. It wouldn't have mattered what he did anyway. You've moved up to the playoffs. Let's see. Look at you. Ralph's in the playoffs. I'm in the playoffs. Randy's in the playoffs. We're all in the playoffs. So we're finally legit. We're finally legit. Keon is thinking about changing his team name and taking the word commando out of it. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
No,
He-
I name my teams after my actual team in some form or fashion. That's not going to
You're
change.
running into the Jeffrey O'Brien conundrum now, which is you can't have more than one good thing. Commandos are playing well, so your fantasy football and your picks are trash. So that's
I will
just
take
be happy with what you get.
Yeah, I will take my actual football team being good. Yeah, no, I like that
So
option.
now
Wait, we're calling the Commanders good?
ish,
Right.
goodish.
Well, okay, playoff bound potentially, which I will take.
Yeah.
Okay,
Also, Dan Snyder's gonna sell this team. I feel very confident about this. These are also wins. My situation's not bad.
And also
it's
better
looking
than
brighter.
better than the Colts, better than the Cardinals, maybe better than the Seahawks.
Nope. Record wise,
better
Not
in
better
reality
than
than
my
the Cowboys. Better in reality. Your team's
No,
just
they're not.
your team is
No,
just
they're
like
not.
melting stucco on a hot day. That's what that is.
Hey, Keon, how many times has the Commanders beaten the Cowboys this season?
14.
This season, none times. They only played once.
Oh, Rosalie, I'm not trying to pump his team up by saying that. I'm just saying what everybody knows, and that is the Dallas is going to win a bunch of games, and then when it matters, they won't.
Yes, that is fair. That is absolutely fair. So
That's all I'm saying.
yeah. Well, so the wins during the season is really all I've got. That's really all I've got because I know once playoffs come, it's Turd Alley.
Turd Alley. Wow, they should rename the stadium that, right? Okay, so let's talk about some things here. Now, you have a big hardcore matchup, Rosalie, in this one. You are, if I'm not mistaken, taking on the biggest, the baddest, the guy who's 11-3.
Yeah, the box of.
Yeah, this week it's box of blender or bust. This guy, he came in and we were like, who is this guy? And he was like calling out Randy White and making a bunch of noise. We're like, listen to this guy. And he backed it up week in and week out. And now you face him in the first game of the playoffs. This is where the rubber meets the road, Rosalie. You got to show him who's boss here.
Oh, I'm gonna. His name after this week is gonna be Box of Dust because that's what I'm gonna leave him.
Wow. Smack talk.
Box of consolation bracket. That's what it is. I got Moist one who is hit or miss. You know, sometimes he has a great game. Sometimes he doesn't. You never know what to expect. I have the Tom Brady, Jared Goff conundrum right now with myself because Goff was great at home and he's playing away. Brady's a bit busted. I'll be honest. I'm still kind of rolling the dice on which way to go with that, but I think I might still be going Goff. What would you do?
He's got a really tough matchup against the Jets this week. You know, I mean, the Jets only give up 189 passing yards a game. They give up the sixth fewest amount of points to opposing offenses. But you know, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks have just been terrible. They've been absolutely awful. But they all are also doing. They have more passing yards than Detroit does. So, and Detroit, but then on Detroit's side, they are scoring some points, which the Bucks are not. So. It's a tough one. I think it's pretty tight. I think you do kind of have to go Goff because he's just showing you that he's scoring more points overall, even though it's a tough matchup for both. I think you got to go Goff, but both of them are tough.
All right. Well, I hogged all the time last week, so I'm not going to ask any more questions, but I am going to give, I was going to say Ralph, then he was shaking his head too emphatically. So now I'm going to go with Randy. Randy, taking on the Berg this week. You got any questions for Rosalie?
I don't. I have to play who I have, and I'll see you guys next season.
Your next season, your team name should be Eeyore.
Yeah, my next season, my name will just, this place needs to have.
He's always down on himself, Rosalie. He's like, well,
I'll see you guys in a week. Well, I got pimply face Herbert, and I got Devin Singletary's my running back. Hell, I've got nobody. I have Debo Samuel is injured. Mike Adams or Mike Williams or whoever those guys, they all have bad. Glug 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 glug. That's going to be my team.
Glug into the playoffs. Outside of the playoffs, I do not want to hear this.
We'll see We'll see on Monday. After I glug 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 glug.
All right, Rosalie,
calling me the bye week again.
Rosalie, during the break, will you take a look at his lineup and give him some advice?
I'm actually looking at it right now. I mean, Justin Herbert has a fantastic matchup this week against Tennessee, and so that transcends to Mike Williams as well. So you're doing great in that stack. You've got Devontae Adams, who's going to get the targets. Yeah, it's a bit of a tougher matchup. You know, Tony Pollard's got a great matchup against Jacksonville. You're doing fine, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about. I honestly think that Randy is, he's playing the aw shucks card.
Mm-hmm.
Like my team's not very good, but I'm just gonna go with it and see what happens. Poor me. But you did lose Debo, so that kind of stinks for you. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
So Rosalie, Ralph actually has a very scary team sometimes, other times not as scary. He has cranked out tons of points. Do we even feel like we want to give him any advice? Jeez.
What is Ralph? Is he the wise guy?
Wise guys.
He's the wise guys. Yeah, he's got a good team. Isaiah Pacheco, I think this week is going to have a monster game. So I think you're doing really well there. Obviously, Josh Allen's always great to have. So yeah.
Do I play Walker at all this week or nah?
I do not like that matchup against San Francisco. And coming off of the injury, I don't think that they're going to push it with him because why would you? You know, they want to win this game, but they're not going to win it on the ground. So I don't think, you may get lucky. Maybe he gets in the end zone, but I think you're much better off with Mixon and Pacheco.
Okay. So, if you wanted to look at my lineup and, just give some advice later, you can, but
Yeah, you got it. Let me see here.
If you want
you got it. I mean, Miles Sanders has another great matchup this week. I mean, can he get 3 weeks in a row of just monster numbers? Let's hope. Yeah, let's hope. I think that's a good thing to do. I mean, Lenny, it's hard to think about Lenny. You got to start Saquon. You always have to start Saquon. There's just no choice in that. Zay Jones, I don't know if you want to start Zay Jones against Dallas. Yeah, he's getting a good amount of targets, but against Dallas, that's going to be a tough matchup for him.
Well, I wasn't feeling DJ Shark, and I'm not sure about Hodgins for the Giants, especially with the matchup. But I don't know.
The Giants there are really, really tough matchups this week, and DJ Shark against the Jets. The Jets their defense is fantastic. Like I said, they
what
give
the
us
hell am I supposed to do?
Fantasy point. What?
What the hell am I supposed to do then? Not Lenny. Lenny Fournette over Zay Jones?
No, I think you still got to go Zay Jones just because of the number of targets that he's been getting.
So I'm stuck as I am.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's looking pretty ugly for you. You just have a lot of really. I'll take a look at it some more and do some deep dives on it. But
I'm the waiver wire warrior right now. I'm doing the best I can with what I could get. You know,
I know. You
scroll down and see all my hardship. Okay. Okay, we better get to these super fans questions before they murder us. So, all right, here we go. Rosalie Michaels, your fantasy girl. Swuzman sent this in like an hour ago. I keep telling him, don't send in the text till 5 or else I got to scroll up and down and look for it. You might get your question missed. But he says, Merry Christmas, Rosalie. Can you help me? I'm starting Devontae Adams, Michael Pittman, plus either Higgins or Waddle. See you next year. I think he's just bragging.
Higgins or Waddle. Well, no. Well, Higgins, I mean, it's hard to start him after last week. Like, are they gonna screw that up for us again? I know, because I'm saying us because I've got him in another league. And so, yeah, Adams, you always start. That's a no-brainer. I really do like Pittman this week. You know, Minnesota gives up a lot of fantasy points. So it depends on how many you need to start. Adams and Pittman would be my top two. Higgins normally is a great start as well, but it's a tougher matchup against Tampa Bay. But I think I would go him over. No, I would do Waddle over Higgins just because I'm not sure. It's a tougher matchup with Tampa Bay than Higgins. Waddle will have a better matchup than Higgins will. There you go.
Slave Dave says, hi, Rosalie. Fields or Mike White?
Fields or Mike White? So, well, with Fields, he's got a really tough matchup. I'm not liking it against Philly at all. He's going to have to throw the ball a lot, which is not his strong suit. He's been doing okay with it. Mike White, though, against Detroit, what do I always say? Start everybody against Detroit. They've been a little bit better as of late, but still they give up the most fantasy points to the QB position. I think White has a big bounce back week this week after a kind of crappy one last week.
He also says Mark Andrews or Al Kwaku. What? What's a Kwaku?
Kaylee Kuoku?
Cookie? Hand me your comb? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you're always starting Mark Andrews if he's in the game. I know it's Tyler Huntley. Yes, I know it's Cleveland who's pretty good against. But if Mark Andrews is in the game, you're starting him. Period.
I liked the doc's passive aggressiveness. Screaming Eagle says, "Hi, Blender Rosalie, Jeffrey, if there's time." Do I play Godert versus Gerald Everett?
Godert or Everett? I think I'm going to go Everett here. Goddard, is hit or miss. The Chargers, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. So give me Everett.
He also says he has lost faith and is benching Mike Evans. He needs another wide receiver. Elijah Moore, DJ Chark, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Who do you like there?
I love DPJ. DPJ is getting it done all over the place. So I'd go DPJ if you're going to bench Evans. And I understand how upset you are, and it's a tough matchup for him this week too. So go DPJ.
Lacrosse guy says Rosalie dance party. Boom. With L Jacks out, Aaron or Mike White.
Mike White.
There you go. His running backs are atrocious. Burkhead or Michael Carter. Ew.
Oh, God. It's I guess. Michael Carter's just not getting enough. Burkhead's not. Go get somebody else. Really, seriously.
Just anybody else off the waiver wire.
Anybody. But if I have to choose one, I'm going to go with the better offense, and that's the Jets. So Michael White over Burkhead.
Fish Tank has my problem.
Michael Carter. Sorry.
Okay. Fish Tank says, I need help. I'm the 3rd seed, but I've lost Kyler and Cup for the season. So who you starting, Mike Williams or Garrett Wilson?
Mike Williams or Garrett Wilson? Mike Williams.
The Pinisher says, flex question, McKinnon, Peoples-Jones or Mike Evans?
I just answered that. So DPJ.
Now, he didn't know that because this text has been there a while. Don't be mean.
Yeah, I know.
You don't got to be all
I'm
like that.
I'm not.
Oh, poor Penisher. The only time he's ever texted in, and now you just made him feel bad. He didn't know.
Sorry,
He didn't know.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
He sent this in 15 minutes ago. He's been waiting because somebody's been taking up all your time. Ralph. Good cat. Good cat says, Rosalie, I need to start one from Garrett Wilson, Juju, Mike Williams, or DJ Moore. That's 5 guys. What have I told you about that?
No, that's 4. You're Mike
Garrett,
Williams, though. That's
Wilson.
your answer.
Oh. DJ Moore. That could have been 2 people. I don't know. Donnie says, Rosalie, do I sit Mike Evans? He's been a dud. I got AJ Brown, Jefferson, and DK, and I can only play 3.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
bragging.
Play those 3. That's who
He's
you want. No
He's
doubt
just
about it.
bragging. Stop it,
Yep.
Donnie. Fecal Mist says, hello, Rosalie. In the flex, Bam Knight, Barkley, or J.K. Dobbins?
Oh, Knight, Barkley, or Dobbins. Dobbins this week, man. He's got a great matchup against Cleveland. They give up a lot of fantasy points and a lot of yards and a lot of points to opposing offenses. So
What's so funny, Randy? Ralph. What do you do, Ralph?
Nothing.
You guys, you know what? He could mean Charles Barkley. You don't know. Swazman.
No,
I already
he
answered Swazman.
he showed a picture of DJ Chark.
Who did?
Ralph.
Let's see. Let
Go
me
ahead,
see.
Ralph, show him.
Let me see. This is for everybody on YouTube.
DJ Shark.
Is that what this is about? You just sitting there wanting to sing this?
DJ Shark. DJ Shark. DJ Shark.
Can you mute him at all? Jagdog says, hello, Rosalie. I got a first round bye. Well, then who the hell cares what you think, Jagdog? Navy Brad says, I'll support Keon in his Commando Elite for next year Fantasy League. What? Okay. Big George. Hi, Rosalie. Congratulations on making it to the playoffs. I got a playoff matchup this week, and I got a question. Should I start in flex, Chubba Hubba, Cam Akers, or Tyler Algier?
I really like Akers this week with against Green Bay. They give up 154 rushing yards a game. Chubba has a good matchup too, but it's not quite as good against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is okay. And what was the last one? It was Chubba, Akers, or what was the last one? Sorry.
Tyler Algier.
Algier, yeah, no.
Flowers for Algier.
I mean, you're taking with that Atlanta backfield, it's just a matter of, tossing a dice and seeing who's going to, it's a good matchup, but it could be Correll, it could be Algier, there's just too much going on there. So give me Akers in LA.
All right. So let me just tell you, you chuckleheads, I don't appreciate the DJ Chark to do thing. And let me just say, one person needs punished more than anybody. No, hold on, Randy. Here's what it is. I see there's look, there's Keon doing this thing. Yeah. You know what? I'll hurt myself just to hurt you back. Pina Colada.
Why?
I said Pina Colada. Just to hurt you worse.
I didn't even. I'm not ready. Where am I?
I'll wait.
What if we just went to break?
And there you go. Wow.
I hate that song, and I will have to play that if I see you do
I can't help
it.
That was the song of the 2019 Nationals. What am I supposed to do? I hear the Baby
not
Shark
this,
song.
Not this.
Why?
You're
it was
just
great.
Encouraging these chuckleheads. All right,
They're
we're
the
gonna
ones
take a
actually
break.
doing it.
When we come back, Pina Colada. When we come back,
If you like pina coladas, get caught in the rain.
more questions with Fantasy Girl Rosalie Michaels. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Coming up on Thursday Night Football, NFC West action with the hottest team in football. The 9-4 San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seahawks in Seattle. And Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers win a 7th straight. Join me, Kevin Kugler, and Ryan Harris to find out. On air and on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for the NFL.
We're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Granger gets you, and we're here for you and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Improve visibility in your vehicle and save $10 on a pair of Trico Force wiper blades now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Don't risk your safety because of bad wiper blades. Be ready for any weather. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Visit your local O'Reilly Auto Parts or O'Reillyauto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sun Devil men's basketball is better in person. Suit up in your best maroon and gold and catch the Sun Devils at Desert Financial Arena on December 18th against San Diego for the annual Teddy Bear Toss. Or join us on New Year's Eve when ASU hosts Arizona. The Sun Devils will then open the new year when they face Washington State January 5th and Washington on Sunday, January 8th. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
The Fanatic.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and poor Rosalie Michaels having to put up with our nonsense. Fantasy Girl is here. She's ready to answer your questions, and we got a whole lot of them sitting here, so let's get right up on it. Still room for yours, though. 888-368-1580. Bala51 says, need some wide receiver 2 help in a league with 1 point reception plus bonus plays for over 100 yards.
What the hell?
I don't know. I don't know why we need to know this.
We have that as well.
Yeah. It says Zay Jones, Joe Dotson, Brown.
Which, Marquise Brown.
Well, just said, so I just.
Brown. Brown. Yum.
So, Zay Jones, Dotson, or Brown?
I know I just said I don't like Zay Jones, but I think of those three, I think I like Jones the best. I mean, Marquise Brown, if it was Kyler Murray, I knew he'd be getting the targets, but I don't think he does.
Kyler Murray's not playing this week.
She knows that, Randy.
He's not
I was trying to help her out. No, he's not playing this week. Yeah, no.
Maybe next week.
He's faking
new
injury.
information.
Yeah.
Of those three, I'm going Jones over it.
Good luck, Bala 51. A-Wings 22 says, thank you, Rosalie. As a Jets fan from the early 80s, it's been a long time since I heard the Jets being a tough matchup for someone. Harry Soap says, which defense should I start? Carolina or the New York Jets?
Good one. Let me see. So taking a look at my magic paper here, I think I'm going to go Carolina just because the Jets they are a really good defense, but Detroit can still score some points. Pittsburgh, not as good at scoring points. Neither really seems that they're facing give up a lot of turnovers either. So I think of the two, I'm going to go Carolina.
You have magic paper? Are you a witch?
Magic paper.
Are you a witch? Murder! Okay. Dropping the Soap says, I don't know why I'm asking Rosalie a question. Because you need the help. Dropping the Soap. He says PPR league, starting 2 of the 3, Chubb, Hopkins, or Deontay Foreman.
Chubb, Hopkins, or Deontay Foreman.
Yeah, he claims you don't give him the right
answers.
answers.
2 of the 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chubb and Hopkins. You start those every week, no matter what. Yes, Nick Chubb has a tough matchup, but those are guys that are just superstars. And yeah, those are the 2.
Yeah.
There's no question on it.
You ever think Dropping the Soap, you might be asking the wrong questions. Boomer Sooner says, hi, Rosalie. Hope you win. I'm done for the year. That's not a question. It's not a question.
Thanks,
you're not even in
Boomer.
Premier League, If she wins another one, I'm just going to quit. Thunder San Barbarian says, Merry Christmas, Rosalie and Blender crew. Rosalie, trust T. Higgins shows up or go with Drake London because maybe more likely to actually play?
Yeah. Well, Drake London has a better matchup, but I mean, that Atlanta offense passing wise is just not awesome. I know it's hard with Higgins because you're afraid of getting burned again. So I think I'm still going Higgins over London just because I don't trust the Atlanta passing offense. So it's a risk, but it's a risk I'm willing to take because that upside for Cincinnati is just much better.
NFL Blitzer says, hello, Rosalie. Gabe Davis or Christian Watson in the flex?
Ooh.
I wish I had Gabe.
I'm going Christian Watson.
Gabe
Davis,
Watson.
He's got a tougher matchup against Miami. That's probably going to be a decently scoring game, but it is up in Buffalo. This one, of course, the other one's in Green Bay. But the Rams do give up a lot of fantasy points to the wide receiver position. And with Christian Watson, he's a touchdown machine, right? So I'm going Christian Watson.
Who is Christian Watson in Premier League? I wish I had Christian Watson.
Who wants to trade Jeffrey for Christian Watson?
No, we can't trade. The deadline is way past. So I just sitting there coveting whoever has Watson.
It's Marcus Mahler.
Oh, damn him.
Oh, he's out. He's not in the he's out. Poor guy.
Figures.
He's sitting there not playing this week.
Maybe a change for next year that people in the playoffs should be able to trade with people out of the playoffs.
No, you cannot do that.
Here's the thing: is I wouldn't help anybody in the playoffs.
That's the thing. Is rotten bastards in our league be like, nope. Fish Tank says Garrett Wilson or Tony Pollard.
I think Garrett Wilson or Tony Pollard. You got to go Pollard there against Jacksonville. He's becoming the RB1 there in Dallas. So I'm going Pollard.
Dropping the Soap says, I want to apologize to Rosalie. I had Murray last week and it lost, of course. Didn't make the playoffs. I'd like to make it up to you with dinner tomorrow night. Please advise. Okay, Dropping the Soap for like the last time she's married. And second, it's not Rosalie's fault if Kyler Murray, has weak knee. Okay, so give her a break on that one. It was the right advice that she gave you up to that point. You can't.
Unfortunately, I mean, I wish I had a crystal ball and I wish I could foresee these injuries because that would be fantastic. I mean, I would make a lot of money, but I don't. So.
Yeah, she crystal balled me basically losing my game to Moist One. Have you seen his team though? I think I might have a shot because his team is not that great. It just kind of no hope.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no hope.
You got a shot. You absolutely have a shot. Might not be a big one, but you've got one.
Yeah, that's fine. Big Stanky, who thinks the show is a lot of noise while he's at work at AutoZone, says, I just want to say the Fighting Big Stankies are #1 seed in League 11. Wow, thanks for the noise. Good Cat says, is Montgomery worth a start as a flex?
I'm assuming you're talking about David Montgomery. Is there another Montgomery that I'm missing for some reason?
Montgomery Scott from the Enterprise. Elizabeth Montgomery, I think she played Bewitched.
Yeah, I think it's just, I mean, he did miss practice because of an illness, so keep an eye on him. But if he plays, yeah, you're going with him.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, Deshaun Watson, Mike White, or Derek Carr?
Mike White.
Mike White. Mr. Pringle says, Josh Allen's, Patrick Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts?
What? He does not have all three of those.
Yeah, Pringle, you don't have all three of those unless you're cheating by trading with a family member in that league. And if that's happening, I will find you. Hefty Lefty says, which Lions running back are you rolling with?
I'm going with Swift.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Find her on the Twitterverse. It's Rosalie Michaels. That's right. And of course, Thursday Night Football is up next. Bye, guys. See you. Bye-bye.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11.